The Birmingham Bulls and the Huntsville Havoc begin a 2-game home-and-home mini-series tonight here at the Pelham Civic Complex before tomorrow night's game in West Huntsville against the Havoc. While it's only 2 games, the Bulls find themselves mired in a fight for both playoff positioning and even a spot in the SPHL playoffs. Birmingham comes into tonight's game in 6th place, a tie with Knoxville, but with 2 games in hand on Knoxville. So also it's just a point behind 5th place Evansville, in which we have a game in hand on them. What does that mean? It means Birmingham has their fate in their own hands. Win and you're in. Win and you get better positioning. If not, you have to rely on other teams for help, and that's never any good. The last time these two teams met, the Bulls cruised to an easy 7-2 win over the Havoc here in Pelham. In fact, the Bulls have won 3 of the last 4 versus Huntsville and really need that trend to continue in the worst of ways. Huntsville comes into tonight's game winners of their last 3 and 8 of their last 11. In fact, the only teams to take down the Havoc since the new year are Roanoke, who's done it 3 times, Birmingham, who's done it twice, and they lost a fluke game to Pensacola as well. Birmingham has won 4 of their last 6 and have points in every one of those 6 games. All this sets up what should be a great pair of games over the weekend, tonight and tomorrow night in the Tennessee Valley. Jody Chernesky here along with Greg Dreveny for another edition of Bulls versus Havoc Hockey. Greg, the end of the season is basically here upon us, and Huntsville has all but locked up home ice advantage, at least in the first round or 2 in the playoffs, while the Bulls are fighting really for our playoff lives. What kind of game do we need tonight from the Bulls to take down the Havoc once again?
Well, Jody, I think you want to do the same thing that you did before. The Bulls just want to rinse and repeat their last effort, coming in and surprise everybody a little bit with their goal average per game sitting about 3 for the season. Then all of a sudden, last game against Huntsville, they exploded for 7 in that 7-2 victory here on Martin Luther King Day, wasn't it?
I think it was President's Day.
4 o'clock game that afternoon, and the Bulls came out and did everything right that day.
Well, counting tonight, Birmingham has 14 games remaining in the season. 4 of those 14 are against Huntsville. Every game is important, but these games versus Huntsville, they're going to go a long way in determining where the Bulls are when the playoffs begin this April.
Always one of those ones, Jody, where the history between these two teams, it goes back. They've seen each other in the finals. They've seen each other in the playoffs before, and I think that's where the rivalry comes in between Birmingham and Huntsville. And the fans are here. I see the Havoc fans are here in the building. It's Veterans Night. It's Kids Jersey Giveaway Night, and this place is just going to be packed, and it's going to be a playoff-like atmosphere tonight.
I always love it when Huntsville comes to play. I mean, their fans are just like our fans. They're passionate. They care about their team, and it's evident by the way they follow them down the road to Birmingham. Our fans are the same way. They follow them up to Huntsville. It's just an hour-and-a-half drive from here. It just makes for better hockey when you got fans from both places in the same building, cheering, screaming, yelling, whatever it is you want to do for your team. It's really an exciting atmosphere. And the thing about it is, Birmingham and Huntsville are pretty evenly matched. Yeah, Huntsville is sitting on top of the league and Birmingham isn't. But Birmingham and Huntsville match up really well. In fact, you and I were talking before the game, I don't know of a team in the SPHL that I can say we, as the Bulls, match up with better than Huntsville. It's basically a mirror image of each other.
Well, I like it when Huntsville comes to town. You know what? They're a solid team from top to bottom. And I think that in that matchup, Jody, especially with the rivalry and everything like that, I think that Huntsville brings out the best in the Bulls every time that they get off on the ice.
Well, it's an intra-state rivalry that's been in existence. If you want to know the truth about it, Greg, going back to when you played back in the 90s, Huntsville had a team in the ECHL back in those days. Of course, they weren't the Havoc. They, at that time, with the Huntsville Blast, and we'll get into that a little bit later on, especially for my buddy Steve in Huntsville. I'll say a few words to him about this as well. But the rivalry is a long-standing one, and it's just taken a little step forward, a little bit more intense of a rivalry here in the SPHL, and it may have started back when Huntsville defeated the Bulls in the finals that year when Jamie Hicks was the head coach.
Well, and that series was crazy in itself, Jody, with the first game being here in Birmingham. It was just a 3-game series. But holy cow, the first game went into overtime. It was standing room only in here. And I'll tell you what, you talk about a heartbreaker for Jamie Hicks and the Bulls. And that night, that was a tough one to take. But they battled back, won the second game, and then the third game in there. It was another close one. Huntsville edged us out.
That's the, I talk to Jamie weekly, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. That game, you talk about game 1, where Huntsville beat Birmingham in overtime, it still bothers him. It really does. He said that was the thing that, in his mind, looking back on it, may have cost us the championship, was game 1. And of course, still to this day, we haven't had a championship in Birmingham, although we're trying our best. You and I are doing everything we can do. Now it's up to the guys on the ice to do what they can do. It should be a very fun atmosphere tonight. We'll get into a little bit more of a reason why. I'll go ahead and give you at least a teaser. The twins on Birmingham, Phil and Kip Ledzianko, came to the United States of America 6 years ago to play collegiate hockey. None of them could speak a word of English. Both those kids could only speak Russian. They somehow not only managed to learn how to speak English, but graduate college as well. Some people that speak English fluently can't graduate from college. These two kids did it in 5 years, or 4 years, I'm sorry. Their parents are in the building tonight. I had a chance to, with the help of a translator, talk to them before the game, and they're here for a couple of weeks. It's the first time they've seen their sons in 6 years.
Wow.
They've never seen their sons play hockey in the United States of America. Haven't heard them because even if they could get the radio, online over there, they can't understand English. So being here tonight, it was very emotional for those two, for their mom and dad. We'll get a chance next week, not this week, to show you on television who they are. They really told me that they just wanted to watch their sons play hockey tonight. I respect that. I won't bother them. And I hope, I can't imagine what the twins are thinking right now with their parents to see them for the first time in 6 years.
Well, Jody, that kind of a story fits right in with the mentality and the philosophy of the Birmingham Bulls, because like we always talk about, there's such a family atmosphere all the way back through the 90s and, take it back into the 70s, and everybody's still really tight-knit, so I'm glad to see that, and they have the opportunity.
All right, we'll pause for our national anthem. Okay, we apologize for the lack of volume on that, but apparently we're not connected to the on-ice mics, Greg. So that's the best we could do. We apologize, but maybe we can figure out how to do that next week when Roanoke comes to town. All right, starting lineups first for the visiting Huntsville Havoc. West Huntsville Havoc. Whatever you want, we'll talk about that, Steve.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier, Joe. I was going to ask you about that, but I'll wait till the first media time.
There'll be plenty of time when we have maybe a few more listeners from Huntsville joining us, and Steve couldn't make the trip tonight. He's a great guy, but we're their only alternative. And
awesome.
We are Birmingham announcers, so let me go ahead and warn you about that. But anyway, starting lineups for the Havoc defensively. They'll go with Don Procopio and Cam Cervoni up front. His brother Gio Procopio, former Bull Buster Larson, and Phil Elkston. In goal will be a newly acquired netminder for Huntsville, Taylor Joseph, who they were acquired from Knoxville for Noah Finstrom earlier this week. So this will be Taylor Joseph's first chance to play against Birmingham with Huntsville. He did play against us early in the year with Knoxville. For Birmingham, defensively, we'll go with Ryan Romeo, my granddaughter's favorite player, along with Trevor Thurston up front, Nikita Kozarev, Colton Olnick, McGregor Sinclair, Austin Watts gets the nod in net. Austin comes in with a 13-11-0 record, 268 goals against, and a 914 save percentage. Taylor Joseph, in his first game with Huntsville, brings a record of 6-7-1, all with Knoxville, a 3.02 goals against, and a 907 save percentage. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how Joseph plays with obviously a better lineup in front of him.
Yeah, definitely. He's a good goalie to begin with, Jody, but you put the Huntsville Havoc instead of Knoxville in front, and we'll see how he does tonight against the Bulls.
All right, we're underway. Birmingham wearing specialty jerseys commemorating our armed forces tonight. They'll be in gray, Huntsville in white if you're watching on television. In the Huntsville zone, Birmingham puts it into the near corner, gets past Olnick around far side. Kozarev trying to get it back to Olnick. It's taken away from him by Cervoni, who banks one off the glass into center ice. Played there by Thurston. He chips one up through center ice, gets past everyone into the Huntsville zone. Going back to get it is Don Procopio. Just underway here at the Pelham Civic Complex. No score. Behind the net, Don Procopio, the captain of the Havoc, sends one up through center ice. He connects with Ruffin, who brings it into the Bull zone. There's a pass looking for Janich, just tipped away. Janich regains control of the puck behind the net, tried to get a wrap around, couldn't do it. Taken down on the play by Brierly, and a loose puck picked up in the corner. Behind the net, it's played. Lotz chips it back himself, and it comes right to Christie for Birmingham, who sends one to Brierly. Brierly brings it into the Huntsville zone. He'll stop and send it around the boards. Ruffin gets it back for McCabe. Knocked off his stick, but Palmer there picks it up for Huntsville. Birmingham keeps it alive. There's a shot. McCabe actually deflected, Greg, right into Joseph. He's not ready for that. That could be an on goal as well.
Absolutely. Those ones that come in and change direction, Jody, especially if they go off your own players, shin pads or stick, are always tough. Joseph was up to the task on that one. I tell you what, on that last rush by Huntsville, Janich wide open on that back right-hand side. Great stick by Apatagan to knock that one out.
Phil Ledzianko on the ice. Here you go. His parents seeing for the first time. Draw control by Huntsville. Ledzianko keeps it in. Taken away from him by Connor Fries, and Posa skates away through center ice, and he'll dump it in. Reginato and Matthews going after it, loose underneath both. Picked up by Huntsville. There's a centering pass for Fries. Gets past him. His shot goes into the far corner.
Wow.
Now Matthews behind the net has it taken away by Posa. Posa very potent in the goal scoring. There's a shot taken by Cervoni. Stick save made by Lotz. Loose puck picked up by the Bulls. A bank one into center ice. Phil Ledzianko tips it to himself. Taken away though by Cervoni. A hit there by Ledzianko, and Carson Rose has it for Birmingham. Rose has it. Far right side, brings it in. Takes a shot deflected by Don Procopio, and the puck bounces to center ice. Ryan Romeo sends one into the near corner. Olnick goes in after it. He couldn't get it back to the point. Charlie Risk was there to stop it, and the puck goes far right wing side. Romeo pitching in, keeps it alive for Birmingham. Puck just stays on the blue line. There's a shot taken wide. Bounces off the board where Thurston has it. tried to get it to Sinclair, but Don Procopio, good play to hold that up. Now Kozarev with the puck. Sends one behind the net. Procopio sends one out for Charlie Risk, who lifts one into the air. Back into the Bull zone it goes, and an icing will be called on the Huntsville Havoc. Face-off will come to the right of netminder Taylor Joseph.
Couple of new boys in the lineup tonight, Jody. Here's number 28 getting his first shift of the night, Scahill.
Today, Connor Scahill was signed by the Birmingham Bulls, a defenseman just fresh out of hockey at Lake Forest College. He's a native of Port Huron, Michigan, 6 foot 190, and needed defensively as well. As the Bulls control the draw, we'll talk about two new players in the Bulls lineup in just a moment. Christie has it. He's relatively new as well to Apatagan. Played into the near corner at the Zamboni entrance. Now bodies flying. Birmingham has it at center ice. Brierly gives it up off the stick of Apatagan back into the Huntsville zone. Played there by Palmer off the boards. A nice play by... That was Scahill. He had it taken away from him, though, by Janich. Played by Ruffin. Ruffin for Janich. Spins, shot taken, save made by Lotz. There's a rebound by Matt Allen. That one goes wide. Matt Allen just playing in his third game for Huntsville. Has points in every game thus far. Now bringing the puck in. Rose, a shot, pad save made by Joseph. Puck comes near side. Allen gets away from Ballant. Sends it into the Bull zone where it's played by Ledzianko. Streaking in now Birmingham. Ballant, a shot, pad save. Rebound comes out for Sinclair. His shot goes wide. Huntsville can't clear. Rose gloves it out of the air. His stick explodes. Once again, Birmingham has had issues of that all year long. Behind the net, the Bulls' Ballant had it, and it taken away from him. Sinclair goes in with Risk. Loose puck picked up by Huntsville, and Posa has it. Posa banks one ahead. Look out. Here comes Reginato. Reginato takes the shot. Didn't get really all of that on it, but Lotz was there. He squeezed the pass together, and a faceoff will come up to his right.
Well, and Reginato is one of those guys, Jody, you know, he's just kind of a complete package player. He brings that physical aspect to the game. You can see there, got a good shot off on that left side. It's kind of a weird one.
Yeah.
You know, little delay, but you know, that misconception there. Austin Lotz had to be careful with that one, but he held it up underneath his pads, and we'll get a face-off here to his right.
Reginato coming fresh off the IR, his second game back since being on the IR. Last night, Huntsville did away with Macon pretty easily back in Huntsville, and that was his first game back off the IR. Tonight, game 2. Off the draw, picked up by the Bulls as Matthews has it. Banks one off the boards, but not out. Lotz, look out, came out of his net, taken away from him by Stewart. Lotz scurries back in, no shot, because it was in a wide open net as Lotz came out to play the puck. Along the near boards, Posa has it. He's hit by Olnick as well as Matt Clark. Tied up into the near corner, Matthews has it. He's tied up his man. Now Olnick comes in to try and knock it free. Reginato as well. Puck comes free to Huntsville. There's Posa. Takes a shot. Save made by Lotz. And he gloves it or just pounces on it really and holds on for a faceoff. Benito Posa, he's got a great shot.
Absolutely, in that dangerous area, Jody, right there, making his way towards the hash marks, just to Austin Lotz's left. Came in, he had time and space, and just put one right in Austin Lotz's chest. Great save by Lotz, because there, Jody, no rebound. And that's key in that situation, especially with Posa following up and gearing up towards Lotz in that situation.
We mentioned the parents of Phil and Kip Ledzianko being in attendance tonight. We also had a chance to meet one of our favorite fans, the father of Taylor Brierly, which you and I both agree best defenseman in this league. Bruce Brierly came by to put a face to his name. He's always messaging us on the YouTube portion of it, the audio portion of our broadcast. It's always nice to put a face on it. What a great guy. Had a lot of nice things to say about not only Birmingham, but the entire Bulls organization. That goes over well with me.
Well, it does. It's always nice to hear that, Jody, the difference between teams in the north and teams in the south.
All right, face-off to the left of Lotz, picked up by the Bulls. The bank went off the boards where Kip Ledzianko sends it to center ice. Played there by Elkstrom. He loses it. He'll pick the loose puck up to himself, and he'll send it near side. Taken there by Terry Ryder. Ryder loses it, and it's just lifted back into center ice. Kip Ledzianko gets it ahead for McTavish. Banks it around the net. Apatagan is there as well as Ryder. Loose puck played by Kip Ledzianko. Sends one behind the net for McTavish. Apatagan centered a pass. Knocked away. Apatagan behind the Huntsville net. Gio Procopio tied him up, and Huntsville will clear. Birmingham actually kept it alive for the moment. Risk sends one ahead. Look out. Buster Larson has it, and he put himself in offside. As for some reason he turned around and rear end first went into the zone while the puck was outside of the blue line.
Well, now that little hiccup there by Larson was very key for the Bulls, Jody, as Ledzianko and Thurston ran into each other at the blue line, and that created a clear 2-on-1 if they would have got across, but they didn't.
Larson wearing a full cage tonight. He took a stick to the face last week against Knoxville, and I didn't find out, but I guess that means he took a few stitches and just trying to protect it. But if you're wondering why he's wearing a full cage, that's why. Played behind the Huntsville net. Palmer chips one around the boards. Going down on the play. Puck now sent near side where it's played by Brierly. He'll turn and spin it around. Palmer banks one off the glass or off the boards. Allen had it taken away from him. Now it's loose. Phil Ledzianko is there. There's a centering pass. Out in front, nobody was there, so the puck escapes the zone all the way back in the Birmingham zone. Ballant had it, but no one was in front of the net to play it. Phil Ledzianko drops it. There's Kyler Matthews with it. Drops it for Brierly, near side. Phil Ledzianko, his shot deflected by Fries and goes wide. Along the far boards, played by Reginato. Kozarev checks up. Reginato now is loose along the far boards, played by Fries. Brierly ties him up, and the puck comes free for the Bulls. Phil Ledzianko has it. Sends it far side for Kozarev, just past him. Dom Procopio sends it back, and here comes Posa. 3 Bulls back defensively. Easily poke-checked away, and Olnick banks one off the boards back into the Huntsville zone, and icing will be called on the Birmingham Bulls. 12:25 remaining here in the first period of play. No score between Birmingham and Huntsville.
Yeah, I don't really understand that play by Olnick there, Jody. In the neutral zone, just kind of chipped it up off the wall. And
well, there was nobody around him. He had room, but I won't ever complain about somebody safely chipping the puck out of your own zone after some of the things I saw 2 years ago. Off the draw, still loose in that face-off circle. Kozarev skates away. He loses the puck as it was poked away from him. Gains it back, drops it. There's a shot wide. Rebound comes in front, never got back through to Taylor Joseph, and Buster Larson has it. He'll backhand one back into the Bull zone. Clark better hurry. He does, as Elkston was on the move after him. Icing is called on Huntsville, so we'll bring it right back to the Huntsville zone and start it again.
Good hustle there by Clark to beat that one out. Elkston was right on his butt there, Jody, coming hard, looking to beat him out. Clark got there first, and we'll go with a face-off down here to Joseph's right-hand side. The Bulls lining up. Looks like Christie coming in for the draw.
Thurston back defensively near side. Christie on the draw. He's out with Kip Ledzianko. And I believe that's McTavish, as well. Thurston and Romeo out defensively. Christie sends it for Kip Ledzianko for Romeo. Almost lost it. He just turns and spins it right back behind the net. Loose puck played near side. Buster Larson takes it away. His pass is deflected into the Bull zone. Romeo catches up with it first. Loose puck picked up by Allen. Look out. He takes a shot on an angle. It goes wide. Nice centering pass for Risk. There's Ryder. Procopio's shot turned aside, and the puck's in all the way back down in the Huntsville zone, and once again, we'll have an icing. Greg, it looks like, at least for the last minute of play, Huntsville's kind of taking control of the game in the Bulls zone.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, when Huntsville's getting the puck in their zone, they have a really quick transition from their blue line up through the neutral zone into the Bulls zone. So the Bulls definitely want to keep their feet moving, gain that red line, send the pucks deep, and get back on their aggressive forecheck that we've been seeing all year.
Crowd still filing in, a slow arriving crowd. It is Friday night. Get home from work, take a shower, bite to eat, and then make it to the game. I have a feeling by the end of this period it'll be full. Janich sends a centering pass, knocked away by Thurston. Havoc maintained control. That's Allen. Matt Allen takes a shot off the side of the net, played back behind the Bulls net, where it's taken by Huntsville. That's Janich. 2 Bulls on him. Loses it, and Birmingham skates away. McTavish sends one in. The Bulls will change lines. Ryder has the puck behind his own netminder. Waits to set the play. Phil Edzianko out in front of Taylor Joseph, waits for the move. He still waits. Now Stewart will try and come in. He circles around near side. He's been back behind the net for 10 seconds. Finally, he finds Connor Fries, who will skate away into the Bull zone. Fries plays it around the net. He takes a nice hit there from Ballant. Puck along the near side. Centering pass, Huntsville keeps it alive. Sent to the near corner. Ballant has it there. Reginato takes it away. He'll skate around. Left wing side to center ice. Drops it back. There's a shot in front. Deflected high and wide. Lodge didn't know where it was. Birmingham needs to find a way to get this puck out of their zone and get some offense from themselves. Far side, just past Carson Rose. Gets past everyone. McCabe had it go by him. Is picked up by Larson. He'll waste no time and skate away ahead for Elkston. Rips one around the boards, played far side. Matthews goes in with Procopio, played by the Bulls Sinclair, and he'll backhand one out. Olnick is there, had it taken away. Loose puck, though, picked up by Clark. He'll send it to Sinclair. Near side, Don Procopio has it. Olnick will find it, take it away from him, but the loose puck comes right back to Huntsville. Sinclair tried to walk it out in front. Nice play by Don Procopio to knock the puck away before he got a scoring chance. Long pass ahead for Larson. Look out. Larson comes in. He takes the shot. That puck goes wide. Is down on the play as Austin Lotz. I think he's lost his stick or either it's broken. One of the two. He doesn't have it in his hand. Finally, he gets it. A penalty will be coming up here on the Bulls. Larson has it near corner. Played behind the net for Elkston. Centers a pass off the mark. Procopio has it. Ruffin gets it past everyone. Cervoni takes a shot. Save made. Lotz couldn't control the rebound. And as Olnick taps it away, Huntsville will go on the power play for the first time tonight. Any team going on the power play.
Good heads-up play by Joseph, recognizing the penalty in the far corner, came to the bench, and Huntsville had a good 8 or 9 seconds there, Jody.
Yeah.
6 on 5. And dangerous play. The guy from the bench comes right down the slot, and thankfully he just dumped it off there for the D, and there was no play on that.
Well, I didn't see. Was it a holding call or a tripping call?
I think it was holding.
Olnick goes off for holding. Huntsville on the power play this season is 31 power play goals for and 157 attempts. That's a 19.7, we'll call it 20% success ratio. They have given up 3 shorthanded goals, though, Greg. Birmingham's penalty kill has not been something to be proud of. Dead last in the SPHL, 33 power play goals against, a success rate of only 74.6. That simply means every 4 power plays our opponents have had, they've converted on 1 out of every 4.
Well, Jody, I know a lot of that stems from the start of the year, and yeah, that maintains true. But I will say, in the last month, I think the Bulls have been much better on their penalty kill, and we'll see how it goes for them right here.
That's true, but our best penalty killer is out on the IR, and that's Higgins.
Yep.
Ben Higgins found himself placed on the IR with an upper body injury earlier this week, so we'll have to figure this out without Higgins as we begin the Huntsville power play. Connor Fries on the draw for Huntsville. Carson Rose for Birmingham. Fries is tossed, and Ruffin will come in his place.
We'll see what Christie can offer here, Jody. A little PK time for him.
Off the draw, taken by Huntsville. Risk. Sends it for Yonich. Just inside that face-off circle. Romeo goes down, but he blocked the shot. Comes back to Risk. Charlie Risk loses it, and it's tipped ahead by McTavish. He'll try and race after it, but quickly Yonich back to get it for Huntsville. Pressured there by McTavish. He skates away. Yonich very fast skating. Brings it right back into the Bulls zone. He's hit by Phil Ledzianko, and the Bulls take it and clear after that body by Ledzianko.
And it was not Christie, Jody. It was actually Romeo, and he had the first block shot on that play from the point on Huntsville.
You know, I love to see defensemen or anybody really go down and block shots, but I always, I cringe a little bit. It's still the regular season, and even though it's very important games, I don't know, be careful out there. Ruffin skates it into the Bull zone through the slot, drops it for Elkston. He sends one in low. Look out! Save made by Lotz off the stick of Gio Procopio, and the Bulls clear back to center ice.
That's a big save by Austin Lotz, Jody. Coming in, goes forehand, backhand. Lotz follows him straight across. That's a big save on the PK.
We're down to 45 seconds of power play time remaining. That puck took a funny bounce. Kozarev just missed. Had an open net. Smartly, though, he plays it right back down to his own zone where Sinclair has it. He'll let some time elapse off that penalty clock. That was a good one, a good scoring chance the Bulls may wish they could get back. All right, we're down to 25 seconds of power play time remaining. Larson brings it into the Bull zone. Taken away from him, but it finds the stick of Reginato. Matthews with a nice play lifts the stick of Reginato, and he didn't get the shot off. Still with the puck, though. Reginato's shot blocked by Sinclair. Ryder gets that puck, sends it far side to Palmer. His shot is wide. We're down to 3 seconds of power play time remaining. Puck sent far side. Olnick back out of the box. We're full and even strength, but Huntsville still with pressure on in the Bull zone. Played along the far boards. McTavish has it. He can't just ice it, but it's tipped ahead through center ice for Olnick. Now finally Birmingham gets a line change. Larson has it. Leaves it there for Posa, and Benito sends it behind the net where Lotz leaves it. 6.5 to go, first period. Very fast-paced action game here. Not a lot of stoppages as Posa lifts one back right in on Lotz, who had it bounce in his glove, and he'll hold on with Matt Allen staring right in front of him.
And that would be a stat, Jody, that I'd be interested to see, because that is one thing I'm noticing now where the Bulls are having a little more success on their penalty kill. What I'm seeing is guys getting in shooting lanes and they're blocking shots. There were 2 or 3 shots blocked on that last penalty kill. And honestly, at the start of the year, we didn't see that a whole lot.
You're right.
You know what I mean? It was guys kind of waving sticks, and it was just looked a little bit different. So good job by the Bulls there to get that one reconfigured.
Face off to the right of Austin Lotz. Christie and Ruffin picked up by the Bulls. And it's chipped ahead to center ice. Kip Ledzianko sends one in. He'll go chasing along with Apatagan and Christie. Don Procopio behind his own net. Plays it. Tried to connect with Allen. It's poked away from him, and Birmingham has it. Back at center ice. Kip Ledzianko gives it for Christie. Christie held up on the play. Picked up far side. Around the boards is sent. Thurston pinching in for Birmingham. Takes a bad angle shot off the side of the net. Still loose. Christie is there, along with Cervoni. Picked up by Ruffin, who'll chip it to center ice. Yonich, nice play defensively by Romeo, takes the puck away. Apatagan takes a hit at center ice by Ruffin, and Yonich picks the loose puck up for Huntsville. Apatagan has it, chips it ahead for Phil Ledzianko off the back of McCabe. Now Phil Ledzianko takes a big hit from McCabe. Slowly he gets up, and Huntsville has possession. Loses it, though, as it's taken by Ballant. Centering pass, McCabe knocks that away. McCabe takes a big hit from Phil Ledzianko. Costs the puck up. Birmingham will regroup at center ice. Under 5 to go, first period. Birmingham and Huntsville knotted at 0-0. Huntsville out shooting the Bulls 9-6 at this point. Kozarev will try and skate around the defense, can't do it. Curls it back up, drops it for Matthews, there's a deflection in front from Ledzianko, goes high and wide. Kozarev has it. Puts the brakes on. Sends a low shot in front, deflected. Rose was there. He couldn't get a stick on it. Penalty coming up on the Havoc. Matthews has it. He'll give it to Clark. Clark takes a shot. He scores! On a delayed penalty. I don't know if it was deflected in front or not, but a beautiful shot by Matt Clark. Low along the ice with traffic in front, and I believe that goal will go to McGregor Sinclair. Nonetheless, Birmingham takes an early 1-0 lead on Huntsville.
Definitely great net front presence there by the Bulls, Jody. You saw Rose drawing the penalty, and then the Bulls work it low to high across the top. Matthews comes down with that shot, came down, but it was a riser. Whether it got deflected maybe by Sinclair, but Joseph did get a piece of it with his blocker and put it right down into the own corner of the back of his own net.
We'll get the call in a minute, but Sinclair, it's his 8th goal of the season, giving the Bulls a 1-0 lead with 4:10 now remaining in the first period. There's a shot. Here's the call.
Scorer by number 39, McGregor Sinclair, his 8th goal of the season. The assist, number 20, Matt Clark, and number 74, Tyler Matthews.
So Clark and Matthews on the assist, 2 defensemen. As the puck is out of play, McGregor Sinclair, and Birmingham seems to lately, Greg, we've been really, it's looked good, those shots from the defensemen from just inside the blue line, because now there's traffic in front. Earlier in the season, we didn't see that a lot.
Well, and there's a big difference in your last mid-period interview, Jody, last game with Coach Simchuk. He was talking about how they were working the low cycle. And when you work the low cycle down low and they keep the puck in the corner and 3 guys rotating down there, guys are a lot closer to the net front when you throw the puck to the point, and that's what we're seeing. The Bulls definitely have a better net front presence, and they're making it hard for these opposing goalies to see.
For all my numerologist friends out there who agree with me that this is kind of odd, Birmingham has a record of 14-3-1-1. That's 14 wins, 3 losses, an overtime loss, and a shootout loss when they score first. Very good record when the Bulls score first. Still don't understand why that one goal makes so much of a difference, but apparently the numbers don't lie. It does.
It's all about momentum, Jody.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. That's Cervoni. Around the boards, far side, Romeo tried to tip it out. He couldn't, but the loose puck is played by Christie. On the near boards, Cervoni chips it back. Apotegan intercepts. He's hit by Stewart, and the loose puck picked up by Reginato. He'll set the play. Connor Fries deflects it in. Lotz tried to steer it in. He leaves it for Thurston. Along the near boards, played by Reginato. He's taken out by Rose. He'll skate away with the puck. Carson Rose had it poked away from him, and Fries sends it right back in. Trevor Thurston with the puck near corner. Don't like the pass through the slot, but it worked. There's a shot taken in, or Ballant sends one in. There's going to be icing on the Bulls as Ballant was positioned between the center ice stripe and his own blue line. So we'll bring it back into the Bull zone for a face-off.
Well, in that situation, Jody, Ballant really didn't have much of any other option there. When the puck came up to him in that neutral zone, usually you want to grab that, gain the red line, but Palmer did a really good job stepping up on him there, and he just had to chip that one, and we'll take it for the icing, get a face-off here to Lotz's right.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it. That's McCabe. He takes a shot blocked by Rose. If he hurries and just out of his reach, he couldn't get it. Ballant and him would have been gone on a 2-on-1. Now Palmer picks it up, and they're going to call icing?
Yep.
Okay, I guess they ruled it was never touched by anyone off of Rose's pass for Ballant. Back into the Huntsville zone, and we'll bring it back into Birmingham zone for another draw.
Yeah, Rose got that one. Like I said, Huntsville has good neutral zone pressure, Jody,
yep.
And Rose had to hurry up that pass, and Ballant had to turn around and try and get it, but he just couldn't get his stick on it, so we'll do it all over again.
Face off to the right of Austin Lotz. Ruffin has it, control. There's a shot by Janich, goes wide. Loose puck picked up by Huntsville behind the net. Janich has it. He draws it for Ruffin. Centers one for Allen, knocked away by Ledzianko. Puck played by Huntsville just inside the blue line. That shot goes wide. Allen turns and spins. Romeo blocks it. He'll send it far side for Ballant. Takes the pass back. Romeo's off the boards for Phil Edzianko. He sends it for Ballon. It bounced off his stick. McCabe will pick it up for the Havoc, and he'll skate it and send it into the Bull zone. 2.5 to go, first period. Bulls up 1-0. Ballon along the far boards. Ahead for Carson Rose. Bounced off his stick and almost set it up for Sinclair. Huntsville will pick it up, though, and they'll send it back. That's Elkston with the puck. Banks went off the boards behind Lots. Stays back there. Taylor Brierly picks it up for the Bulls. Can't get it out. To the slot. Big Buster had a shot at it, but he was blocked by Scahill. There's a shot by Elkston. Save made. Rebound cleared by Olnick to center ice. Elkston goes down on the play. The Huntsville fans wanting a call there, but he just kind of lost his edge. I don't think he was helped down at all. Kozarev through center ice, has Apatagan to his right, brings it in, drops it for McTavish. It's poked wide of him, but he'll pick the loose puck up. Plays it behind the net for Apatagan. Apatagan drops it behind. Don Procopio intercepts that. Ahead for Posa. It's off his stick. Birmingham will bring it in offside as Clark just couldn't catch up with it in time before it bounced out of the Huntsville zone.
Well, that last shot on net by Huntsville, Jody, with Lots kicking it out and directing that rebound away from Buster Larson, because you're right. He's a big body up there. He's had a physical presence tonight, but I call it the wingspan. And that guy's wingspan, Lots had to be careful with that rebound because Larson covered a lot of the net in front.
Matthews off the draw, sends a wrister in glove by Joseph. He drops it, and Don Procopio plays it himself back into the Bull zone. Bounces off of Stewart. He just backhands one in. We're down to less than a minute to go here in the first period. Bulls up 1-0. Austin Lots plays it for Clark. Clark ahead for Phil Edzianko. He absorbs the hit but gets the pass off. Phil takes a whack from Ruffin, still holds on to the puck. Sent around the net where Carson Rose has it. He skates away from one. Tried to set it up for Ledzianko, but Janich in a good play deflected that pass off the mark. Played now by Huntsville, Cervoni. Hit for Reginato, drops it off, and Huntsville through center ice. That's Ruffin, takes a hit from Romeo and coughs it up. And the puck goes into the stands, out of play with 20.7 seconds remaining here in the first period of play. You know, Greg, Huntsville has had a lot of names through the year. I remember back in the 90s, they were the Blast. Then they went to another league. When the Blast left for Tallahassee, they became the Huntsville Channel Cats. Then they became the Huntsville Tornado. Now they're the Huntsville Havoc. A buddy of mine, my counterpart in Huntsville, Steve Moulton, couldn't figure out why we were called the Birmingham Bulls instead of the Pelham Bulls. We don't change our names every time we get a hockey team. Maybe there's some tradition involved with that here in Birmingham, starting in the 70s with the Bulls. I think it's a little easier to keep up with what the Bulls name is versus all the other names that I'm having to deal with through Huntsville. I was back in the days in the 90s, and a lot of people have argued with me and said, wait a minute, it's not really Huntsville. They have fans in Decatur, they have fans in Athens, they have fans in Triana, they have fans in Albertville, Guntersville, Boaz, and they all service that Tennessee Valley that we've all became so familiar with hearing. So wouldn't it be a lot easier I like the name better, the Tennessee Valley Havoc. What do you think? Should we call them Tennessee Valley Havoc or?
Tennessee Valley or are they in, you said West Huntsville. Is that Madison? Well,
the building is on the west side of Huntsville, so technically that's West Huntsville. They're close to the airport as well, closer to Triana than it is Huntsville. So, I don't know, you want to do what Steve does and just try and figure out what we need to call him? I say Tennessee Valley Havoc works best for me.
Well, Jody, it's one of those things where I'm not going to misspeak and I'm not going to be made a fool of on the air by not knowing statistical data.
Yeah.
Because technically, by the federal government, Birmingham metro area consumes a bunch of counties.
A lot of townships and municipalities, too.
But it includes Bibb, Blount, Chilton, Jefferson, St. Clair, Walker, and guess what the final one is?
Shelby?
Yeah. You got it.
Which is where this building is located.
So, if, we're going to change the Birmingham Bulls to the Pelham Bulls, which makes 0 sense because by the federal government, Shelby County is a part of Birmingham, then maybe the Florida Panthers need to change their name to like the Miami Panthers.
And how many professional teams, whether it be minor league or pro teams, have buildings and play in places that are not where their name indicates? And a prime example, New York Jets, New York Giants. They not only don't play in the city of New York, they play in another state.
In New Jersey, right?
In New Jersey. I mean, you mentioned the Florida Panthers. They're not in Miami.
Ottawa?
The Ottawa Senators, they're not in Ottawa.
They play in Canada.
So, I mean, Steve, I love you. You're a great announcer. But is that the best you got?
Right.
Pelham Bulls, Birmingham Bulls? I don't know. Maybe go back and look a little bit of the history of hockey in Huntsville, which is a great history. To me, I used to go, and I loved doing this, when not Birmingham or Huntsville had any professional hockey. We had the University of Alabama and Huntsville Chargers hockey. Great program. It was a lot of fun going to those games. I mean, I don't know, maybe they should adopt the Chargers. The history is there. There's no UAH Chargers anymore, but
right.
They had a goaltender that played a lot of years in the NHL named Cam Talbot.
Yeah, went to the Edmonton Oilers.
Exactly. He even played for the Rangers for a little while. So, is it possible that the Chargers, UAH Chargers, have more history than professional hockey in Huntsville? I don't know. I mean, the Havocs won a championship in this league, but again, that's the Havoc, the Channel Cats, the Tornado, the
in Huntsville, Jody, if you talk about the youth, right? Because here, the youth league is the Birmingham Junior Bulls.
Right. There's history involved with that name, Bulls. But it dates back to 1976.
The Chargers, that's what the Huntsville youth program is. So,
Perfect sense.
I would think that, if they're going to name a team and they want to stick to the history of Huntsville and all that stuff, that definitely the Chargers by far, when they were that NCAA D1 team, those were some hockey players, Joe.
But before you want to talk about what the Bulls' name should be, go back and look at your own history and figure out all the names you used. And to me, they serve the entire Tennessee Valley area.
Yep.
Everything up there, from the news broadcasts, the newspapers, they used to be Tennessee Valley, whatever. Just go ahead and call yourself what it is, the Tennessee Valley Havoc. If not that, West Huntsville Havoc. I don't care. But if we got to be technically right, let's be right.
Well, if it was Tennessee Valley, though, Jody, don't you think they would name the team something else besides Havoc? Like, it'd probably start with a T.
Well, if they did, it would make sense because that's what they normally do. And I love hockey in Huntsville. It's kept hockey in the state of Alabama going at a certain time when there wasn't hockey here. And the history of Charger hockey is just, you can't argue with it. And I used to love going to those games. I actually covered UAH hockey. I did some play-by-play for them for ESPN back in the days. A lot of good hockey players come out of UAH, a lot of good, and that contributed to a great hockey history in Huntsville, West Huntsville, the Tennessee Valley, whatever you want to call it. But let's just get through tonight's game, and maybe we can come up with something better later on we can call the Bulls.
Absolutely.
All right, the score at the end of one period of play. Birmingham 1, Huntsville nothing. Shots on goal, even up, 11 apiece. We'll have a short chat with head coach Craig Simchuk coming up in a moment. Stay with us. Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveny. You're listening and watching Birmingham Bulls hockey. It's running. I don't hear it. Play music. Play music. Coach Craig Simchuk. Tonight's game between our intra-state rivals. But the last part of the season, the last 14 games, we're going to see them 4 more times. That's a situation, at least in my eyes, where positioning and making the playoffs, the games against Huntsville is going to be paramount. Is that the way you're looking at it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're sitting at the top of the league right now, and they're a good hockey team. They've earned their rankings this year, and they got a lot of depth, a lot of scoring and firepower. So they're not going to be easy games against Huntsville. We're definitely trying to find our game still and be more consistent. And I think the good thing about playing a top team at this time of year is every game's only going to get harder, and it's only going to prepare us more for the playoffs and down the stretch. So playing top teams like Huntsville's and Peoria's I like it for our group at this time of year.
Right now we're kind of perched in the middle of the pack in the league. Knoxville's there, Evansville's there, we're there, and then beneath us, Macon's trying their best to go along and make the playoffs. They got beat pretty bad last night in Huntsville. I watched a little of the game. Huntsville's got a couple of new players. One in particular that we know well, or we have seen before at least, is a new goaltender, Taylor Joseph. Do you expect to see him in either one of these games, either tonight or tomorrow night, or do you expect Robinson to get both nights?
Tough call. I think at this time of the season, it's hard to run a goalie 3 straight nights with travel. So I do, my situation, I would rotate the goalies, but I'm not sure what Huntsville's coaches are thinking, but I'm sure we might see both this weekend.
Austin Alger, who was their leading scorer until last night, he's been put on the 14-day IR. I'm not sure what that means, if anything, to a team like Huntsville, who's built the same way we are. But with him out of the lineup, what do you expect to see differently, if anything?
Yeah, no, definitely that's a big hit to their lineup. He's a top-end goal scorer in this league, very good player, well-respected. Taking him out of the lineup certainly helps us, but then they replace him with Cole Reginato and Matt Allen, who are 2 very effective players also. So, like you said, 1 in, 1 out. I don't think Huntsville's going to miss a beat in that sense. Maybe their power play and their flank, where Alger likes to shoot from all the time and where he has a lot of success. So we might have to have a little bit of adjustments on our penalty kill. Maybe take away Buster Larson or Connor Fries, who's more net front now. They might have different looks, but we'll obviously make those adjustments throughout the game.
All right, you mentioned a new player as well for Huntsville before we move on to us. Matt Clark, who just returned.
Matt Allen.
Matt Allen, who's just returned from the ECHL. What do you know about him? He's gotten points in both games he's played since returning to Huntsville.
Yeah, I think we played him early on this season, and I was really impressed. I mean, he's a young player, but he can play. He's plays the game the right way. He's got some skill. He's got some speed, and I think as of yesterday, they threw him right up on their top line, and I think he scored a goal. So he hasn't missed a beat at all. So no, he's going to be a guy that we definitely have to keep an eye on.
We've got a couple of new additions to talk about too in the lineup tonight. Yesterday, you signed right winger Andrew Ballant, who has been himself the last 3 years in the East Coast League, and a new defenseman, Connor Skyhill. Tell us, especially for those who haven't seen these two or know who they are, tell us what these 2 players bring to the Birmingham Bulls.
Well, Andrew Ballant, he's a guy that played in Knoxville 3.5 seasons ago, and as a rookie, and he was noticeable right out of the gate. High-end skill, high-end compete. He's a guy that plays hard, plays heavy, wants to win, and then you match that with his skill set. He's a pretty dynamic player, as why he lasted 3 years in the East Coast. So he's a huge addition. We definitely wanted to get better on the right side. We have 10 left-hand shot forwards, so we wanted to look for a couple righties also. So he kind of fit that mold pretty well. Connor Scahill on the back end. We got his name through college. We watched some video. His college career just ended, his college season, so we wanted to have a full lineup on the back end this weekend. Didn't know too much about him, so we did some homework, did some digging over the weekend, and once he squared away with all his classes and his schooling, he made his way down here. So we've only seen him skate, pregame skate, but what we saw, we were impressed, and I think he's going to be good player long term.
He's a right shot defenseman, correct?
Yeah.
Why is it, Craig, that right shot defensemen are so hard to find and they're almost like gold when you do? Is everybody in Canada and Europe left-handed?
It sure seems like that. I mean, like I said, our forwards and our D-core is majority left-handed. So when you find a skilled righty that can skate and make plays and move pucks, you might want to hold on to him.
All right, we had to place Ben Higgins on the IR. Drake Glover's still on the IR. So how do we go about replacing it, at least where Higgins is concerned, his effort on the penalty kill? He's one of the best that we have.
Yeah, Higgy's he's definitely found his game the second half of the season, and he's definitely a guy that brings energy, and he's physical. Maybe he doesn't have the production that he might want, but he brings a lot of the little details to our team, and blocking shots, and like you said, the penalty kill. This is where we need some guys to step up. We need some of our older guys to really take the reins on the defensive side of the puck. I think Andrew Bellant, he's killed penalties at the East Coast level. He wants to kill penalties, so hopefully he can slide into that spot this weekend.
All right, that's the first part of our interview with head coach Craig Simchuk. We'll play the second part at the end of the second period of play. And Greg, he talked a little bit about Ben Higgins and what the loss of Higgins means to the Bulls in lineup. You and I have liked Ben Higgins since he first played for the Bulls. He's still learning. He's new. He definitely is not a veteran, but he's picked things up really well. And like I said with Coach Simchuk, he's one of the better penalty killers in the league, much less for the Bulls.
Well, and that's where, Jody, one of the key things in the SPHL and any league, honestly, in minor pro, it's about developing those younger players. And you look at who the Bulls have brought in as rookies this year. Higgins, one of the key ones, especially on the defensive side with his penalty kill attributes. And then Lezianko's coming in. Kozarev was a good rookie last year. And you can see that as they come in, they're progressively getting better every game that we see them. And that is the key to having a good core that come up through and maintain. And you see it, Jody. These guys come in, they start playing for Birmingham, and you know what?
Yeah.
It's not like it used to be. There's not as many guys taking the call-ups and stuff like that, and I believe part of that is because they're treated so well here in town.
All right, we got about 4.5 minutes to go before the start of the second period. I do want to bring up one thing for you Birmingham fans that are listening, I guess for Huntsville fans that are listening too. My granddaughter and grandson, when they come to the games here in Birmingham, they take this in part of what's known as the Bulls fan experience, and you can too. And here's what that means. You get to take, before the game, during warm-ups, you get to sit and stand on the Birmingham Bulls bench while warm-ups are going on. You can see your favorite players. You actually can feel the wind and the cold air blowing your way as the skaters go by. It's a real unique experience, and you'll be able to watch all of that right there from the bench. It's $40 to do. This happens during pregame warm-ups, and you also get to be on the ice when they sing the national anthem and the drop of the puck down by the Zamboni entrance. When the lights go out, you also get an autographed action shot of a Bulls player. There's only 20 of those slots available for each game. So if you're interested, I know my granddaughter loves to, because as I've said many times before, at 6 years old, she thinks Ryan Romeo is going to be her husband. And I really don't like that, but hey, whatever. Either way, go to bullshockey.net for a little more information if you want. and you can reserve your slot today. You can also call the office. I'm sure they'd be happy to talk about it with you. All right, Greg, let's take a break before second period action begins. We have about 3 minutes to go before the drop of the puck. Jody Trineski along with Greg Drevany. Stay with us, everyone. Bulls hockey will return right after this. Okay, Jody Chinesky, Greg Drevany back at the Pelham Civic Complex as we get set for second period action. Bulls up 1-0 over the visiting Huntsville, Tennessee Valley, West Huntsville, Havoc, whatever. They're up 1-0 on the Havoc so far as we get set for second period action.
And Jody, you talked about the fan experience and with those 20 spots, if you get to be down there when the players come out, it's really awesome getting down there, getting that first feel of what it's like when the guys first come out of that locker room and hit the ice, their names are getting announced. What a better night to do that. Next Friday night is Alter Ego Night. And Jody, those Cahaba Valley Viper jerseys with the green snake on the front,
I love it.
Striking, I mean, it's awesome. And that is something next Friday night. For Alter Ego Night, it's also church night, Jody, and they're taking on the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs. So definitely whenever they come to town, it's a big, bruising, physical game, and that'll be next Friday night at 7 o'clock. And Jody, if you have a group of 10 or more, you want to get in on these discount tickets for the Bulls, you can call them the Bulls front office, or you go to bullshockey.net.
And that's next Friday night?
Next Friday night.
We always like it when Roanoke comes to town. Nobody in Birmingham has forgotten the finals that we lost to them. You and I and Pat Johnson were up in Roanoke, Virginia for that. It was a lot of fun. Just ended not in the way that we wanted it to. And our old buddy Mitch Stewart gets to come back as well, back into Birmingham. He likes to come here. He said the vantage point where we sit is the best in the league for announcers. After going to Huntsville and you're sitting up there and high above the arena, I think I know what he's talking about. All right, we're back underway. Puck sent around Loss. He didn't even see it. There's a centering pass for Larson. Goes right through his legs. Right off the bat, Huntsville takes a shot, deflected in on Loss. And Greg, 14 seconds into the second period, Huntsville's had two great scoring chances.
Tricky one there, Jody. That puck got creamed in around the back behind Lots. Usually it hits the glass, it kind of bounces a few times, and that went right from corner to corner, came back out. Huntsville throws it back out in front. They get a shot, deflection, and Austin Lots had to be careful with that one.
Face off to his left. Gio Procopio out along with Olnick. Puck is dropped. Thurston will pick the loose puck up for Birmingham, and he sends it back into the Huntsville zone. Don Procopio just picks it up right before it went to Taylor Joseph. Loose in the corner, played out front dangerously by Huntsville, and Phil Elkston will send it ahead. Can't get it out. Birmingham for the moment keeps it alive in the Huntsville zone. Sinclair tips it for Olnick, takes a shot, a save made, rebound loose. It was there for Sinclair. He just didn't see the puck as he wasn't really expecting the pass, but the net was wide open, Greg.
Good look there for the Bulls. Olnick, good low shot. Rebound came out, threw it across. Nobody there. Here come the Bulls
Christie
again.
right through the slot. Couldn't get that backhanded pass past Cervoni. A nice defensive play by Cam Cervoni. He takes the puck, whips one around the boards, but not out. Kepledzianko couldn't control it. It'll come near side against these near boards. Played in front, score! A funny hop, and guess what? Kip Ledzianko goes straight to where his parents are sitting. He found the loose puck to the right of Taylor Joseph and buried it home. Birmingham takes a 2-0 lead early in the second period.
Must have been some chatter in between the periods, Jody, with the Bulls talking about shot selection, where they want to put the pucks on Joseph. Because the first 2 shots of the second period here, both have been low. One from Olmec, the other one coming from the point. Ledzianko made no mistake on that. Rebound, wide open net, and he just buried it.
Kip Ledzianko picks up his 9th goal of the season. Here's the call.
Goal scored by number 91, Kip Ledzianko! His
Belon.
9th goal of the season. The assist, number 28, Connor Scahill. Goal scored. The Amherst Bulls goal scored.
So the lone assist to newcomer Connor Scahill, the defenseman, picks up his first point in his first game as a Bull. Kip Ledzianko picks up his 9th goal. Mason Palmer gets escorted to the penalty box. Birmingham will be on a power play. And in the middle of all that, Andrew Belon had a great scoring chance, walked in right alone, but Joseph made the save.
Absolutely. You talk about the Bulls bringing the heat here out of the gate in the second period, Jody, and now they'll go on the power play for 2 minutes.
Mason Palmer in the box. Birmingham start their power play. Face-off controlled by the Bulls. Brierly has it. We need to cut the music off while we're playing here, guys. Attaboy. Brierly has it. He sends it for Bellant, top of the face-off circle. He probably wishes he could have shot that one. He tried the pass, and Huntsville intercepts and sends it down the ice.
You don't like the music on, Jody?
Not while we're playing hockey. No, sir, I do not. I'd rather have organ music than anything else. If you want to know, I'm old school. Andrew Bellant sends it far side. Played by Phil Ledzianko for Bellant. Tried to get it to Sinclair behind the net. Huntsville intercepts and easily clears down into the Bulls zone. Bulls power play, 36 power play goals on the year, second in the league, 25% success rate. Brierly drops it back. Here comes Andrew Bellant. First game and he's on the power play unit. Bellant in front for Olnick. He wasn't expecting it and it bounced off his stick. Bulls keep it alive. Cross-ice pass Bellant for Brierly. Brierly walks through the slot for Bellant. Takes the shot just a little too late on that shot. The open net was there. Loose puck along the near boards. Birmingham fights to keep it in, and they do. Played by Kozarev. Kozarev down low. Comes back at the blue line for Brierly. Brierly had it tipped away from him. Look out, Janich will try and get away from him. Jack Janich can't do it. Brierly poked it away from him just at the last second, but Janich, excellent skater. He almost was gone, Greg.
Good job by Brierly there, Jody, keeping him to the outside. Janich tried to come inside out, back through the middle, and Brierly intercepted that one, putting his body in the way.
We're down to the last 10 seconds of power play time. Kip Ledzianko hit on the play by McCabe, and Huntsville picks the loose puck up, and that'll do it. We're down to 3, 2, and 1, and Palmer will exit the penalty box, and we're at full and even strength. Romeo sends it ahead. Birmingham's Kip Ledzianko had it poked away from him. Thurston will put it right back in, actually right on the netminder Taylor Joseph. Loose puck in front of the Bulls bench, played ahead. That's Buster Larson. Gets it past Romeo, but it comes right in on Lotz, who takes no chances, and he just holds it and hugs it. Face-off will come up to his right with 16-13 remaining here in the second period of play. Birmingham on the strength of goals by McGregor Sinclair and Kip Ledzianko with a 2-0 lead.
And Jody, that's one of the hardest shots to stop in hockey as a goaltender. Those little dumps, because it hits a little chip in the ice, it can bounce all over the place. Good job by Lotz corralling that one.
Off the draw, Dylan Stewart takes it away from McTavish, walks in front, knocked away before he could get the shot off. Played along the near boards, Thurston behind his own net. Posted will have it for Huntsville. Chips it right back. Thurston takes down Connor Fries. Loose puck though, Stewart has it. Nice play by Romeo, knocking it away before it got the Lotz, and Birmingham clears. Jared Christie lifts one high into the glove of Joseph. He actually lost it, but no Bull was there to poke that rebound in. That was a weird look. Back into the Huntsville zone, the puck goes. Behind the net, Stewart has it. Tried to get away from Lezianko. Can't. Ballant walks in. Pocked away from him by Ryder. Nice defensive play by Terry Ryder. There's a shot from Clark. Save made. Rebound loose in the crease. Still loose. And I believe Huntsville tried. They can't do it. It's still loose. Comes to the bottom of that face-off circle. Another excellent scoring chance for Birmingham.
Talk about a pile of guys in front of the net, Jody.
Clark has it. Gets away from an errant stick. Tried to walk it past two defensive players. He lost it, and it's played along the near boards. Matthews and Ryder fighting for the puck. Kozarev comes in, hoping it'll bounce right to him. Still tied up along the near boards. Comes free. Posa lost it. Olnick has it. He takes a shot, easily knocked aside by Stewart, who has the puck, and he'll clear the zone to take the pressure off. Connor Fry's with it. For Ryder. Ryder, an incredible plus 25 on the season for Huntsville. Easily leads all defensemen and the SPHL in the plus-minus rating. And for a defenseman, that's hard to do.
Wow, how about that shift by Stewart out there for Huntsville, Jody? I mean, that guy, he was all over the place, down low, making it happen. I'm like, I see him. He came to the bench, and I was like, okay, the guy's got to take a line or a line change here. But no, he's still on the outside. He might go back out there.
Dylan Stewart, a big centerman for Huntsville. He had a lot of points in the first of the season. As a matter of fact, most of them came early on in the season. He has 7 goals, 13 assists, 20 points. Now he's mainly seeing third-line duty. And what a lot of people don't understand, Greg, is this. It doesn't necessarily reflect what kind of a hockey player you are. What does matter, though, are who are the guys that are playing on the line with you. And maybe Stewart's kind of been held back because his line mates don't equal his ability.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody. I don't care what line you play on. If you're sitting in a league and you have 20 points and you're plus 17, that tells you that no matter what line you're playing on, you're doing something right. So,
do you remember a few months back I talked about Taylor Joseph when he was with Knoxville? At the end of every media timeout, he would come to the blue line, take a knee, and stare at his own net. He's still doing that. This time it's just for Huntsville. Kind of an odd play, but you goalies are odd.
Well, that's part of it, Jody. It takes a different mentality to stand back there and be the, you know.
Take a 100-mile-an-hour slap shot with frozen rubber trying to take your head off.
Yep.
Yeah, it does take a different person. Off the draw, Sinclair has it back at the point. Bulls have it. Skyhill off the net, or off the boards behind the net, played by Sinclair. McGregor back for Olnick. Gets away from Risk. Olnick for Kozarev. Wasn't expecting that return pass. It comes along the near boards. Somehow keeps it alive, but it comes straight to Charlie Risk. Backhands one to Stewart, who backs it into the Bull zone. Posa will catch up with it first. Skyhill there with Posa. Centering pass for Clark, or for Allen, didn't connect, and the Bulls now have it. Sinclair near boards. Tried to connect through center ice. Posa was in the right spot, knocked the puck down. There we go. Centering pass for Barley. Walks in. Backhander save off the skate of Taylor Joseph, and that was a nice play by Barley and a better one by Joseph. Back in the Bull zone. Janich sends it far side. Kip Ledzianko is there, and he'll clear smartly into center ice. Janich chips it ahead. Ruffin for Allen, knocked away from both, and the puck sent back in the Bull zone just out of the reach of Kip Ledzianko.
Both teams running wide open here, Joe. They took the restrictor plates off at the start of the second period.
Well, as we said, they're kind of mirror image of each other the way they're constructed, and that's a lot of fast-paced hockey when these two teams are playing. I don't know exactly what time it is, but I have a feeling the pace of this game is going to get this game over with early. Ryan Romeo knocks that clearing pass down, but he couldn't control. Gio Procopio sends it ahead as they hurry 2-on-1. Larson kicks it himself, but a big play there by Thurston knocks him off the pass, or off the puck, taking that 2-on-1 away from Huntsville. Now along the boards, Thurston and Larson tied up. Puck comes free for Birmingham. Ahead for Ballant. Ballant chips it ahead. McTavish has it. McTavish tries to center one out in front. Cervoni had basically thrown his body prone on the ice and took all of his passing options away. And Elkston now has it for the Havoc. Ahead for Reginato. Clark back for Birmingham. Reginato cuts in front. He scores. Just unbelievable. Reginato.
Yep, not many guys can make that play, Jody. Coming around, he had a defender in between him and Austin Lotz. And Reginato just made his mind up that he was going to cut no matter who got in his way. And he cut around the Birmingham defender, cut all the way in, and just slid it in under Austin Lott's right leg there. Hey, that's a heck of an effort. Great goal.
Reginato's 6th goal of the season. We'll get the assist in a moment. But if we could have that one back, I'm sure Matt Clark would have played the body instead of the puck. If he does that, well, there's no scoring chance there, much less a goal.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll wait for the call. We're back to play. 2-1 now the score. Here's the call.
88, Cole Reginato. The assist, number 88, Phil Elkston. And number 71, Benito Posa.
So Posa and Elkston on the assist. This play stopped. It went in. Puck went into the stands out of play. And what felt like a pretty good lead for Birmingham, even though at 2-0. And my old adage, 2-goal leads are the worst lead in hockey to have. Now all of a sudden we got a different hockey game. It's 2-1. Not only did the lead get cut in half, but you've opened the momentum door up for Huntsville.
Well, especially at the pace they're playing this one.
Yeah. Ballant has it. He tried to center one, taken away from him. Now loose. Birmingham intercepts. Phil Edzianko back for Ballant. He scores! And just like that, Ballant in his first game as a Birmingham Bull takes the feed from Phil Edzianko and gives the Bulls back that 2-goal lead at 3-1.
Welcome to Birmingham, Andrew Ballant. You talk about a playmaker, Jody. That guy's taped the tape over to Edzianko, back to Ballant. And Simchuk was right in his interview, and that guy just has skill beyond any doubt, and he made no mistake with that one.
Lotz told us yesterday on Ballant's first practice skating around, this guy can play hockey. He's very good. We'll get the call on the assist in a moment. We know one of them goes to Phil Edzianko. So both Edzianko, Kip has a goal, Phil has an assist, and his parents are in the stands smiling. Off the draw, Huntsville has it. Allen sends it in behind the net of Lotz, played by the Bulls. Skyhill along the far boards. Trying to get a pass out to Kozarev, past him. Sinclair takes the puck into the far corner. Still holding on to it, back to Skyhill, a shot save made, and he'll hold on.
Edzianko at number 15, Carson Rose, and first Bulls goal scored at
Rose and Phil Edzianko on the assist to the Ballant goal, his first as a Birmingham Bull. 22 seconds after Huntsville cut the lead to 2-1, Birmingham gets that right back, now lead 3-1.
And that's nice to see on that Carson Rose line, Jody. Ever since Glover's been out, they've just been missing a little bit of something. And I think that they found it in Ballant, especially with Edzianko up there and Rose. I mean, all three lines are looking good so far. So great job there by the Bulls to put these combinations together.
Could be a huge addition right before the April playoffs for Birmingham and getting Ballant and Skyhill. Romeo takes a shot from just inside the blue line. He was looking for a deflection in front. There was really nobody there, so it was easily gloved by Joseph. And we'll do it again just to his left.
Yeah, Romeo there, he was just looking to place that one in on net, Jody. I think he wanted to kind of go up and down, and it just kept careening up, and Joseph made a good glove save there, no rebound.
Off the draw, controlled by the Havoc. Don Procopio, far side for Larson, who chips it ahead. Out of the reach of Elkston, Birmingham's Romeo has it. Thurston takes his pass. Tried to set it up with Christie. It's knocked down, now loose in front of the Bulls bench. Tied up there, Elkston chips it back to his own defense. Cervoni has it. Takes a big hit from Apatagan, but still manages to get it behind Lotz. Loose puck, look out, right through the slot. Elkston has it. He'll circle back, feeds one to Cervoni, his shot goes wide. It was deflected in front. Larson chips it back behind the net. Christie took out Elkston, but the loose puck found by Huntsville's Gio Procopio. Now back for Larson. Larson goes down. Elkston has it, draws it for Larson. Look out. In front, looking for a centering pass for Gio Procopio. It didn't connect, and the Bulls clear the zone. Don Procopio had it, but he just couldn't find it as it was beneath the skates, and he's taking bodies from everywhere. Thurston now has it. He sends it ahead where Apatagan deflects it into the Huntsville zone. Big hit there along the boards by Phil Edzianko on Don Procopio, and the puck escapes out of play. So we'll have a face-off to the right of Taylor Joseph. And, you know, Craig and I, Coach Simchuk and I, were talking before the game, Greg, and he was talking about the development of the Ledzianko twins. Now, earlier on in the season, we didn't see a lot of physical play from those two, but sometimes they're our only physical presence on the ice anymore.
Well, pound for pound, Jody, they have really developed in that category, and I'll tell you, they've laid some big hits, and that one we just saw it down in the corner. That's right. You know, usually when guys come in and they're that size, you know what I mean? They're not big in stature. You look for the big physical play out of the guys who are like over 6 foot and that kind of stuff. But the Ledziankos, they come in there like a cannonball, and they go low and they just hit them low, and then they push up through the hit. And I'm telling you, they are doing some damage out there tonight.
Taylor Joseph right in front of us, down on his right knee, staring at the net he's defending. Now that the media timeout is over with, he'll slowly skate back to that net. I'd like to talk to him and find out what the calmness, the demeanor, the not the reason, but just exactly how much does that calm him down and for him to do that. It's just, I've never seen that before out of a goaltender.
Sometimes it's all about perspective, Jody, and maybe, you know, looking down at his net, he gets a different idea.
Face off to his right. Phil Edzianko on the draw for the Bulls. Dylan Stewart for the Havoc. Not sure what we're waiting for, but now puck is finally dropped. Stewart controls. McCabe has it around the near side. Posa takes it, chips it through center ice, taken away by Ledzianko. Now it's loose. Both Stewart and Ballant go down. Stewart must have got the wrong end of that one. He's very slow to get up. He'll skate to the Huntsville bench. Puck in the Havoc zone, controlled by the Bulls. Matthews sends it far side for Clark. He'll skate behind the Huntsville net. Centers one back for Matthews. Matthews waits for traffic in front. Wasn't there. He sends it behind the net for Ballant. Andrew Ballant back for Matthews. Cross-ice pass. Clark takes the shot wide. Rebound popped right out in front. Birmingham couldn't get their stick on the puck. Now Matthews sends one deflected by Rose out of play into the netting, and you can definitely see Birmingham doing everything they can, Greg, to get those shots low and on goal with traffic in front.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about the effort and the stuff that it takes, Jody, and your energy level getting dropped. Carson Rose was just in a battle out front, in front of that net, and back and forth. I don't know if it was Palmer or who, but I mean, that was one of the best battles I've seen net front in some time.
Kozarev out with Sinclair and Olnick up front. Skyhill and Brierly on defense for the Bulls. Huntsville does control, though, his wrist back off the boards into the Bull zone. Picked up by Skyhill. He'll bank one off the board smartly to Sinclair. Nice drop pass for Olnick. He leaves it for Kozarev. Olnick in front from that feed off Kozarev. Save made by Joseph. And Huntsville will clear into center ice. Nice pass by Ryder. Comes right back to him. He takes the shot. Save made. Janich with the rebound behind the net. He'll try a wraparound in front. Save made. Wow. Rebound still loose in the crease. Picked up by Janich, and somehow Birmingham keeps the puck out of the net. I felt sure, Greg, that was a goal, but it never went in. How did that keep from going in the net?
And Jody, it's one of those things where as a goaltender you have those nights, and sometimes you bail out your team more times than once, and Austin Lotz made two great saves there. Was totally.
Did he clear the puck himself?
No, the defense came in, and they saved Austin Lotz on that one.
What a shot, though, by Lotz. Just unbelievable. Preserving that 2-goal lead at 3-1 for Birmingham. I'd feel a lot better with that fourth goal. 3-goal leads to me are a lot better than 2 goals. I know how stupid that sounds, but 2-goal leads bother me. Olnick sends one in right in on Joseph. He leaves it for Procopio. Dom ahead for Larson. Gets past Apatagan, his wrister right on goal. Lotz positioned perfectly with that mitt. Finds it, squeezes it, and holds on.
Well, and that is the MO of a lot of guys coming down this left side, Austin Lott's blocker side, Jody. They like to carry it low and then throwing it up, trying to beat him up over that glove. Austin Lotz was there and ready, tracked that one right in. Great glove save.
Face off to the right of Lotz. McTavish, Gio Procopio for Huntsville. Puck is dropped. Procopio has it. His brother Dom. He takes his shot, sticked aside by Lotz. Huntsville keeps it in. Shot goes wide. Dom Procopio has it. Out in front again. Lotz sticks it aside and away. McCabe keeps it alive, though, for the Havoc. Romeo dodges Larson. Clears one into center ice. McCabe puts the brakes on. Nice pass to Larson. Winds up. Save made by Lotz. Loose puck along the near boards, and the Bulls clear. Larson has a great shot, Greg.
Oh, yeah. Great release coming down that right side. Trying to go bar down on Lotz. Lotz just got his shoulder on that one, creamed up into the glass.
Thurston has it. Out of the reach of Kip Ledzianko, who could do nothing but tip it into center ice. It's intercepted by Phil. Walks down, score! Phil Ledzianko intercepts a lazy pass right in their own zone, right through the slot. And Phil Ledzianko not only takes it, he converts, and Birmingham once again out in front of Huntsville, this time 4-1 on the goal by Phil Ledzianko.
And as a goaltender, Jody, those are the ones that break your heart, where your D just throwing across like that, just a lazy little dumper. And Ledzianko with a flash of speed picks it up, forehand, backhand, forehand, and it's in the net.
Phil Ledzianko, his 10th goal of the season. And first Bulls goal, unassisted goal scored.
So an unassisted goal as he made it all happen himself. Puck bounces in on Taylor Joseph. I'm sure he's a little frustrated, as you said.
Yeah.
That's a play as defensemen have to do a better job of. You cannot, in my opinion, pass the puck in your own defensive zone across the slot, much less a lazy pass like that. That resulted in a direct goal for Birmingham.
Right, and that's unfortunate for Joseph, Jody, because I tell you, he's having a pretty good night tonight. And, you know, although down 4-1, it doesn't feel like he's playing a 4-1 game.
Face off to the left of Taylor Joseph. Love to know what's going through his mind right now. His first game as a Havoc. Matthews has the puck. He sends one in. Blocker really wasn't on net, but he still steered it aside. That was Joseph. Picked up by Ryder. Janich has to come in and try and chip it free. They'll do it to center ice. Played by Allen. He'll try and get away from Clark. Backhands one, save made. Clark hammers Allen into the boards behind the play. Ruffin picks the loose puck up. He sends a shot bounced off of Allen, who's down in the crease. Now there's a centering pass chipped away by the Bulls, and gladly they'll clear ahead. Look out, Rose gets past Procopio but lost control of the puck. Carson Rose has it. He'll send it around near side. Scahill keeps it alive down low. Played by Rose back to Scahill. Wasn't expecting it. Kind of tripped over the blue line. Birmingham have to bring it right back in. Sinclair, good job hustling to keep that alive for the Bulls. Lets it go for Olnick. Colton Olnick returns for Sinclair. Whips it around the boards far side. Birmingham's Barley has it. And Birmingham taking control of the momentum of this game for the moment. Don Procopio lost it to Olnick. Centers one for Kozarev. His shot blocked in front. And just to get the pressure off, Gio Procopio just clears it himself.
Well, lots. He's going to throw that one up, Jody, and wants to get the Bulls back down there, and here they come.
Kip Ledzianko, far side. Cuts behind the net. Burst of speed chipped away, though, from him by Buster Larson, who takes Apatagan out of the play, and Huntsville will skate away. Elkston gets it past Romeo. Thurston will pick it up for Birmingham. Dangerous pass right through the slot. Picked up by Posa. He gives it to Larson. Around the boards behind the net, Gio Procopio has it. Tied up by Romeo. Posa and Apatagan going after the puck in the corner. And it's played around the far boards for Kip Ledzianko, who just takes the pressure off and lifts it Back into center ice. Thurston intercepts a pass, tried a backhander over for Ledzianko. It didn't connect. Fries will send it in behind the net where Lott stops it and plays it himself. Chipped A through center ice. Cervoni tried to get it in deep. He couldn't, but it did make it inside the Bulls zone. Ballant skates away from Reginato. He'll try and get past Janic, who, nice defensive play, takes him out of the play, and I believe Birmingham was in offside nonetheless. So with 4:14 remaining here in the second period of play, Birmingham out-shooting Huntsville 24-23, but more importantly, up in front 4-1 over the Havoc.
Well, you can see Janic, Jody, coming through that neutral zone, how quick his feet
Very
are,
fast.
and how much space and time he took away with the Bulls there. They had no option. With him coming in a hurry, they just had to send it deep, and he finishes his hit, plays it. Like I said, we're seeing the same style of play on both sides of the red line here. The Bulls are coming, they're bringing the heat, and Huntsville's doing the same thing. I'm surprised, though, as Reginato has the Huntsville goal. He hasn't really been seeing a lot of ice time since that goal. He just got back out there for a shift, but I mean...
Well, you know what? Reginato is really not known for his offensive prowess. He only has, coming into tonight, he had 5 goals and 5 assists. He's more known for the rough stuff, the physical play, the pugilistic abilities. As a matter of fact, Reginato, one of the league leaders in penalty minutes. I believe he's second overall in penalty minutes.
Got like 112 pins, doesn't he?
Yeah, so it just goes to show you, when you get to this level, you got to be more than a one-trick pony.
Right.
And it's obvious Reginato, when he gets his wheels going, he can skate with just about anyone.
Oh, yeah.
But Janic, I'm really impressed with. That guy can skate, and Huntsville has a lot of quick skaters on the ice. You see them waiting for the drop of the puck with 4:14 to go. Kind of look like they got a blank stare to their eyes now.
They do, and part of that, Jody, is from that offensive.
Oh, I see why. There, Joseph is down in front of the Huntsville net. I was wondering why they were just staring at the ice. Joseph looks like he's hurt. The trainer is on the ice. It may be an equipment issue. I don't know. But I was wondering why we were waiting so long, and Joseph is right in front of the Huntsville net.
Yeah, it must be a strap issue.
Number 2 goalie in the league, Robinson, for Huntsville, standing on the bench right in front of him, as Joseph will go back to his own net. I believe I was right. It's just an equipment issue.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, Jody, if you don't see Robinson tomorrow night back in Huntsville, third game in 3 nights.
I was surprised we didn't see him tonight, but he did play last night and played excellent against Macon. Of course, he's leading the league in wins, minutes played, saves. He's a great goalie. Havoc have it. And it was Allen tried to set it up for Janic. Romeo takes him out, and that's loose behind the Bulls' net. Still loose. In front is played, score. That puck found its way onto the stick of Sammy Ruffin. Nobody could get control of the puck of either team. And Ruffin in the right place at the right time lifts one in over Lutz. And it's a 4-2 game with 3:58 to go here in the second.
And same thing, Jody. Same thing that works for the Bulls, worked for the Havoc on that one. Huntsville comes down. They have a lot of pressure down low, force that deep behind the net. And that puck just on the clear hits somebody and trickles through somebody's feet, and there's Ruffin to pick it up, and Lotz had absolutely no chance on that one.
We'll get the call in a moment, but with 3:58 to go here in the second period, we got a 4-2 hockey game, and once again, it's a different hockey game when there's a 2-goal lead versus a 3-goal lead. The way you play, here's the call.
42, Sam Ruffin. The assist, number 2, Dominic Procopio. Goal scored at 16:02.
So Procopio gets the lone assist, Dom that is. And Huntsville cuts the lead to 2 as Lodge plays it for Kyler Matthews for Sinclair. He backhands one off the boards and out. Birmingham hustles this 2-on-1. Kozarev sends it out in front. Score! Colton Olnick took the feed from Kozarev, and once again, Birmingham answers right back real quickly. Mistake defensively by Huntsville cost them once again, and all of a sudden, Birmingham's back up by 3, and once again, I feel better again.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody. Kozarev did such a great job on that 2-on-1, freezing the D, and Joseph showed him the puck, pulled it back towards his heels, and then just fluttered a little sauce over there to Olnick on the back door. And Joseph had no chance on that one. Olnick just threw it into the open net.
Colton Olenek, his 13th goal of the season. The assist, number 7, Nikita Kozarev. And first Bulls goal, scored at 16.
Kozarev gets the lone assist. Olnick's 13th goal of the season, and Birmingham is up 5-2 in the second period. Buster Larson sends it in wide of Lotz, looking for a bounce off the boards. Basically a pass to Elkstom off the mark. Loosen the Bulls on Birmingham. 3-on-2 if we hustle. It's Kip Ledzianko. Drops it off. Brierly has it. Takes the shot. Score! Taylor Brierly gives the Bulls a 4-goal lead. And Birmingham has put their foot on the gas and are driving this thing by turning left and going fast. They're now up 6-2 over the Havoc.
Unbelievable, Jody. The Bulls, Brierly jumping in that third man into the play, creating that 3-on-2. And I'll tell you what, if it's Bulls family night here with the Brierleys and the Ledziankos being in, the Bulls are going to want to keep the parents in town every night they play.
Bulls goal, scored by number 6, Taylor Brierly. His 11th goal of the season. The assist, number 91, Kip Ledzianko. And first Bulls goal, scored at 16.
Another lone assist on the play. Birmingham up 6-2 over Huntsville. The last time these two teams played, Birmingham won the game 7-2. There's a shot from the point by Thurston, high over the net of Taylor Joseph. Bounces back into center ice. Look out, Reginato giving chase. Beats Thurston to the puck. Near face-off circle, Cole Reginato holding onto the puck. Thurston overwatch. Takes a big hit there from Thurston. Now it comes to McCabe, who's pinching in from the blue line. Only one defenseman back for Huntsville.
Yep.
McCabe holding onto the puck in the near corner now. Some battling going in front with Thurston and Reginato. Puck still tied up in the near corner. Thurston tries to dig it free. Benito Posta there. It comes free finally, and Birmingham lifts the puck back into the Huntsville zone. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Bulls 6, Huntsville 2. McCabe loses it as Clark sends it back in. Kozarev doing some forechecking, knocks it free. McCabe will pick it up, takes the hit from Olnick. Loose puck comes right to Kozarev. He spins and fires one wide. Birmingham buzzing at this point as Huntsville's just looking to relieve some pressure. They'll send it the length of the ice.
Oh, yeah.
And icing is coming up. I do feel, I don't want to say sorry, that's not the word I'm looking for, but you have to feel for Taylor Joseph in his first game as a Huntsville Havoc. 3 of these goals I don't believe were his fault.
Well, it's one of those ones, Jody. It's just an absolutely wide open game, and when games run this wide open offensively, a lot of times D are pulled out of position, pitched up into the plate, trying to make that offense happen. And it's one of those things where sometimes you sacrifice defense for putting that push on offense, and it's definitely not working out for Huntsville right now.
On the draw, Birmingham has control into the far corner. Sinclair tried to drop it for Olnick. He knocked off the play, and Janich picks it up for Huntsville. They'll skate with it. Banks went off the boards for Allen. Matt Allen near face-off circle. Centers a pass knocked away nicely by Kyler Matthews. He sends it ahead. That's Olnick with the puck. Olnick takes the shot, blocked by Ryder on a nice play. Janich has it. Tried to set it up for Gio Procopio. Couldn't do it, and the puck is now sent in where Christie takes it for Birmingham. Jared Christie had it roll off his stick, but gains control, and he'll put it right back into the Huntsville zone into the near corner. We're down to 30 seconds left to go here in the second period. Skyhill takes a shot. That one gloved, or at least attempted to be gloved by Joseph. Deflects into the netting. So 30 seconds even to go here in the second period. Bulls up 6-2. Face off to the left. Taylor Joseph. If you're Huntsville, Greg, do you consider bringing in Robinson to start the third period?
I don't know. I think you just get a feel for the temperature in the locker room after the second period and play it by ear, because you definitely need Robinson to be 100% tomorrow night.
Off the draw, played right in front of Joseph, cleared by Don Procopio. Brings it back into the Birmingham zone. Ryder did, that is, and he was offside. So faceoff will come just outside the Bulls' blue line with 21.4 seconds remaining here in the second period of play.
And then going back to that question, Jody, I think part of it depends on how confident you really feel about if you could come back and score 5 in the third period, as opposed to coming with Robinson and then tomorrow night he's not fresh. And, I mean, you're throwing him to the Wolves out here if you put him in this game.
But are you killing the confidence of a rookie netminder that is playing in his first game if you're Huntsville? There's a shot taken by Larson, a bad angle shot. Goes well wide of the net, played now. Tried at least to be played by Birmingham. They intercepted. That's Brierly, a goal scorer tonight as the horn goes. And what a second period it was for the Birmingham Bulls. Birmingham with 4 second period goals, taking a 6-2 lead into the locker room. And if you're Craig Simchuk and Kevin Kerr, after winning the first period of play, you crushed them in the second period. I guess you're taking this period by period. I don't know. But you got to feel great going into the locker room up by 4 on the league's leading team.
Well, you do. And if you're coming in, you're doing a little bit of reverse damage control, Jody. And, you know, hockey is one of those sports where you want to maintain that kind of level emotional charge throughout the full 60 minutes. And you take the highs with the highs and the low with the lows. But you want to reel everybody back in and focus them back in and be like, all right, boys, great 40, but we still got 20 minutes out here. Let's go out and finish the job.
What's amazing to me is Huntsville's a great hockey team, and is evident by where they're placed in the standings, number 1 overall ahead of both Peoria and Roanoke. But in the last 5 periods against the Birmingham Bulls, they've given up 13 goals. I don't understand that, but I'll take it. I mean, I know we sound like homers. We like to watch good hockey, too, and it's always great hockey when these two teams get together. I was not expecting this tonight.
No, and it's one of those things, Jody, where that's a little bit lopsided because both games have been in Birmingham. They've been in front of sellout crowds and all that. So the Bulls definitely showed up, but I also know that Huntsville, when they're at home, they're a tough team to play, and
they'll be ready.
Oh, yeah.
The fans will be foaming at the mouth if this kind of play continues the rest of the night. It'll be a completely different hockey game tomorrow night, no matter what, if it's the same lineup or not. But still, I was not expecting 6 goals in 2 periods for the Bulls.
No, the only thing that I could see is, you know, you talk of both teams capitalize on defensive breakdown.
Yeah.
And that's it. And, you know, unfortunately for Huntsville tonight, they've struggled a little bit in their D zone, whether it's the 2nd and 2 nights or whatever it is. But it's like those things where you get the puck behind your goal line and you're trying to clear the zone and there's nobody on you and you just rip the puck and it goes right to a Bulls defender and then they tic-tac-toe and it's in the back of your net. That's just a bad clear.
Well, Birmingham has won 2 of their last 3 games. Tonight would be go a long way in doing a little bit of separation, not only between the Bulls and Pensacola, but the Bulls and Macon. And this is, every team is in action in the league tonight, so we don't pick up any games in hand that we had. I will say this, with the win last night in Huntsville for the Havoc, they, as well as Peoria, are clinched a playoff spot. Mathematically, they're in, which simply means neither Pensacola nor Macon can catch them. The worst they can do is finish in 8th place, which we all know that's not going to happen. They, along with Roanoke, one of those 3 teams is going to be that top seed in the playoffs going into the playoffs.
Right, and I thought about that a little bit when I first sat down here tonight, Jody. I looked at the standings and I saw the 2 X's up top. And you know what? I wonder if that doesn't play into it a little bit as well.
Maybe.
And granted, they're sure not showing it because it doesn't look like they're letting their foot off the gas or anything else. But this game is just, you know, strictly wide open right now at this point. And
well, you know what, Greg? I don't think it's any secret in this league. Evansville showed us last year in the playoffs The way to get to Birmingham is to pop them and pop them and pop them all night long. Huntsville and Birmingham, as I said, are constructed in basically the same way.
Right.
We got skilled hockey players on both sides of the ice. It makes for great hockey for the fans, but I'm not sure that one team has any advantage over the other when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it as far as their rosters are concerned.
Well, that's one thing where it's going to be a tough night for both goalies when these two teams face off because just of the sheer offense on both sides.
All right, we'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll finish up our interview with head coach Craig Simchuk, and then we'll bring you the third period of play. Score at the end of 2 periods, Birmingham 6, Huntsville 2. You're listening and watching Birmingham Bulls hockey.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Light. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Jody Cherneski here with Birmingham Bulls head coach Craig Simchuk. Tonight's game between our intra-state rivals, the Huntsville Havoc and the Birmingham Bulls. Craig, we know a lot about this team. We've seen them enough over the last 2 years, but the last part of this season, the last 14 games, we're going to see them 4 more times. That's a situation, at least in my eyes, where positioning and making playoffs, the games against Huntsville is going to be paramount.
Sitting at
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter. And you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excaliburservices.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at a tool?
Over the mountain, Vulcan on the right. Lineup is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. House, Bulls country.
Like I said, our forwards and our decor is majority left-handed. So when you find a skilled righty that can skate and make plays and move pucks, you might want to hold on to him.
All right, we had to place Ben Higgins on the IR. Drake Glover's still on the IR. So how do we go about replacing it, at least where Higgins is concerned, his effort on the penalty kill? He's one of the best that we have.
Yeah, Higgy's he's definitely found his game the second half of the season, and He's definitely a guy that brings energy and he's physical. Maybe he doesn't have the production that he might want, but he brings a lot of the little details to our team and blocking shots and, like you said, the penalty kill. This is where we need some guys to step up. We need some of our older guys to really take the reins on the defensive side of the puck. I think Andrew Bellant, he's killed penalties at the East Coast level. He wants to kill penalties, so hopefully he can slide into that spot this weekend.
Blunt last year, 40 points in 68 games, and that's in the Coast. That's pretty strong. How in the world did you talk him into coming to play for you guys?
We've had relationships for the last couple years. When he got called up from Knoxville to Indy, we had a couple guys there at the time. Jordan Martin and Carson Rose actually ended up there. So he knew Carson Rose. He played in Knoxville with Kyler Matthews. He was just in Idaho where C.J. Walker and McGregor Sinclair were. So he knew some familiar faces on our team. And so was it not only Kevin and I calling him, but it was also some of these players vouching from their perspective of how we're treated, how we do things, how we run things, our vision. So he liked what he heard and he was on board.
I have to ask you about Drake Glover. It's been a while since we've seen him on the ice.
Yeah, he skated. He's been skating a bit, had a minor setback, and hopefully he's 100% cleared on Monday. He had a first full practice today, a pregame skate. He was a little winded. I think having 4 weeks on the IR, not really skating, will do that. So the next couple of days, we're really going to push him and get his cardio back up to game shape.
Last summer, you and I spent a lot of time and a lot of work and a lot of effort bringing in both Phil and Kip Ledziankos, the twins. First of all, their progression as the season is winding down from the start till now. What are your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to judge players coming right out of college. Some guys get it right away, and some guys take a little bit longer to figure out the pro game. They're figuring it out now. And I think especially for Phil, he's having some success. He's moving his feet, but it's the details within their game. They played a big European-style game of taking the pucks back and possession. They weren't really accustomed to dumping and chasing, per se. So now we kind of got them bought into the team concept and the pro game. So I think this second half, they've been really good. And I think that if you look back on their point production, majority of it has come since Christmas, and I think it's only going to get better. I think they're making plays. They're playing with a lot more confidence with the puck. They're getting involved more. They're going to the right areas, and it's no wonder why they're having more success.
All right, also on the Ledziankos, for the first time in 6 years, they actually get to see their parents who've made the trip from Belarus all the way to Birmingham, Alabama, and to Pelham, Alabama, to see their sons, not only for the first time in 6 years, but to see them play hockey since they've been to the United States of America. These two guys came over to college without even being able to speak English, and now here they are conversing and playing. As you just said, they're figuring things out. What do you think that does to those two guys, knowing that their parents finally get to see them in professional hockey and get in the stands and watch them tonight? What does that do to a mental state of their game?
I think it's going to elevate their game. I mean, they're going to. I can't imagine not seeing my parents for that long a time, and for them, definitely happy for all of them. The whole family reunited together, and I think this was a trip that they were looking forward to. So I think they're going to bring a little extra, just to not show off, but a little bit of motivation for their parents to be in the stands this weekend.
All right, finally, this is going to be played at the first and second intermissions. In speculation that we believe Robinson will play tonight. What's the scouting report on him? What is it that you can tell us about that is no secret to anyone?
If he sees it, he's going to stop it. And I mean, you could say that about a lot of goalies, but I think he's got the size and the experience that he's a top goalie in this league, and his stats indicate it. Huntsville's D don't give up a lot of grade A opportunities. There's a lot of outside shots, and you really have to work and get into the middle of the ice, and that's where the scoring opportunities you're going to have to be, if you're shooting from the outside, he's going to stop it all night. He's going to cover the rebounds or deflect them out. He's a great goalie, so we got to definitely penetrate the middle of the ice, the house, which we call it, or the slot. So we got to get some shots, generate a cycle, but we got to take his eyes away. I mean, we need net traffic. We need to get dirty, hungry goals, second, third opportunities around the net, because they're going to clear pucks and they're going to clear bodies, but if he sees it, he's going to stop it.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. All right, third period action coming up next. Stay with us. Birmingham Bulls hockey will return.
All right, folks, that was Jody Chernesky and Bulls coach Craig Simchuk on the in-between periods interview. And tonight, around the SPHL, a lot of action. So let's get everybody up to speed on what's going on tonight. You've got Macon with 3 minutes to go in the third period. They're up 5-3 over Fayetteville. And that is a critical game for Macon as they sit just 1 point behind Quad City in that final playoff spot of 8th place. So Macon right now is in 9th at 37, Quad City at 38. Roanoke won in a shootout 3-2 over Pensacola. So Pensacola will get 1 point. They'll be up to 37. You talk about a close set of 1 through 10s here, folks. Pensacola at 37, Macon at 37. But if Macon wins, they'll be pushed up to 39, which would actually leapfrog them over Quad City, depending on how Quad City does tonight. Here in Birmingham, the Bulls are up 6-2 over Huntsville after 2. And Evansville and Quad City, they're locked at 1. So we talked about Evansville. They're sitting currently in 5th place, 1 point ahead of Birmingham. So that's another key one we'll have to keep our eyes on. We'll update you guys on that one here as we get ready for the third period here in about 3 minutes. Peoria, with 4 minutes left in the second period, they're up 4-3 over Knoxville. And everybody kind of expects that one, with Peoria being number 2 in the league right now, but they do have 3 games at hand on Huntsville. Huntsville with 65 points, Peoria with 63, and depending on how this one goes, they could see themselves tied with Huntsville after tonight for first place in the SPHL. So that's a look around the league. We'll keep all you fans updated here as we get ready for third period action here with the Birmingham Bulls against the Huntsville Havoc here in Pelham in the next 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
Okay. Jody Chernesky back along with Greg Dreveny. We're about set for the third period of play. Birmingham comfortably out in front at this point, 6-2, but 20 minutes is a long time in hockey before we begin the third period. I do want to bring up something, Greg. Everybody's talking about Alex Ovechkin and his chase to Gretzky for goal scoring. I have my own belief. To me, Wayne Gretzky is the greatest hockey player that ever has lived and ever will be, but a couple of things about Gretzky and another player, Mario Lemieux, I want to bring out. The top 13 seasons in point total, just for points, the top 13 guys for point total, 9 of them were by Wayne Gretzky. The other 4 were by Mario Lemieux. Only 2 other players, Stevie Yzerman and Connor McDavid, were able to even crack the top 15 for points, and they came in 14th and 15th respectively. Alex Ovechkin is nowhere on that list. One record that Wayne Gretzky holds that will never be broken, and I don't care who it is, Gretzky had 2,857 points in 1,487 games. Now think about that a minute. 1,487 games, 2,800 points. That's 1,000 more points than he played games. The closest to him that is still currently playing, Sidney Crosby, 1,537 points and 1,222 games, and Crosby's about done. Nobody will ever touch Wayne Gretzky.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where throwing that stat out about Gretzky, what that equates to is that every single game he played, he had at least 2 points and then a little bit on top of that every single game.
It's amazing when you think about that.
Tough to do.
And he did that with 4 different teams. Back to action, third period. Not that I don't like Ovechkin. I'm just not stupid enough to think that he's better or even on the same ice as Gretzky. Kozyrev goes down, takes the hit. He flips that into the stands, and that one may be a delay of game. Elkston and Kozyrev got tied up. And to be honest with you, Greg, Kozyrev from his knees flipped that puck and it went over the glass. So I don't know why there's not a delay of game being called on the Bulls. What about you?
Well, I think that the delay game has to happen on your half of the red line, Jody. So
that's true. It's in the offensive zone.
Right.
All right, my bad, my stupidity. Forgive me. Face off outside the Huntsville zone. Olnick lost it, but McGregor Sinclair tips it in. Don Procopio tries to get out and does, and it'll come straight to Elkston. Procopio, Gio that is, takes a shot, easily sticked into the netting, out of play by Lotz. So we'll have a face-off to his left. Just underway, third period, 19:30 to go here in the third. Birmingham out in front of Huntsville 6-2. Outshooting Huntsville 29-25.
And how about 50 goals in 39 games, Jody?
Think about that. 50 goals in less than half the season.
That's crazy.
Don't tell me about Alex Ovechkin. I don't want to hear it. You guys want to enjoy him breaking the record? Go ahead. But remember, Ovechkin did not even play with a center ice stripe like Gretzky did. That was like an extra defender on the ice. Ryder chips it ahead to Ruffin. Back. It's played into the Huntsville zone where it's taken there by Risk. He tries to get it to Ruffin. Apatagan on him. Loose puck picked up by Kip Ledzianko, and Apatagan takes his pass and sends it in. Just underway, third period. Janich splits 2 defensemen. Janich walks in, takes a shot, save made by Lotz. Puck played along the far board. Kip Ledzianko, nice chip pass out to Christie. Taken away from him nicely, though, by Risk. Mason Palmer with the puck, curls back in his own zone, gets it for Risk. He banks one off the far boards, just looking for anyone. Intercepted by the Bulls. Clark couldn't get past Palmer. Loose puck picked up by the Havoc. Risk sends one down the length of the ice, right in on Lotz, makes the stick save. He backhands one away from Posa for Clark. Smartly, he tries to rip one off the boards. He almost went through the slot with it. Birmingham has possession. That's Kyler Matthews. Chips it ahead, but not out. McCabe has it. Sets it up for Palmer. Takes this shot into the midsection of Lotz, who holds on for a face-off with 18:03 to go here in the third.
So, Jody, what is this Ovechkin thing you're talking about?
I just, all the media coverage, all the talk about breaking Wayne Gretzky's goal-scoring record, whatever. He's not anywhere near the same type of hockey player, not even anywhere near as good as Gretzky was. And I just, look, the hockey today is made for scoring goals. Back when Gretzky played, it was difficult. That center ice stripe is like a defenseman.
Right.
You couldn't take those 2-line passes like you could today and be in all alone like Ovechkin has. Gretzky had to do it the other way. In front, there's a shot by McCabe, just wide. He had a wide open net and missed. Puck played along the near boards. Palmer tries to chip it in deep, taken away by Olnick, who'll send it back to center ice.
Great high cycle there by Reginato to set that one up, Jody.
Thurston takes it behind his own net. Olnick. Now Kip Ledzianko loses it. That's Elkston with the puck. Sweden and Belarus on that. Kip Ledzianko takes a stick to the face, and it's going to be a penalty. I don't know if he's leaking or not, but the ref comes over to take a look. That's Keith Grooms. I believe Kip's okay, no blood, but we're going off the ice, and there was no argument at all.
Yeah, that was just one where Elkstein was just making a hard play on the puck, Jody, and just got a little over-aggressive with how high he raised his stick. And it happens, and Ledzianko's okay, so he'll service too, and then we'll get back at it.
2 minutes for high sticking on Phil Elkston. This will be Birmingham's second power play of the night. They're 0 for 1. Sinclair out with Rose, Phil Ledzianko, Andrew Ballant, and I believe that's Taylor Brierly manning the point to quarterback this power play. Gio Procopio will stay in. Sinclair gets tossed. Phil Ledzianko comes in his place. Puck is dropped, kicked by Rose to Sinclair. Brierly plays it to Rose near side, back to Taylor. Taylor Brierly sets it up far side. Ballant's a shot blocked defensively by Don Procopio. And Huntsville clears the ice. It gets past Rose. He had a chance to keep it alive, but couldn't. Taylor Brierly with 1:35 remaining on the Bulls power play. Takes the puck and he'll skate away. Drops it back. Rose has it, enters the zone. Chips ahead for Sinclair, back to Rose. For Ledzianko, gets past Brierly as an errant pass, and Brierly wasn't expecting it. Back in their own zone, 1:15 of power play time remaining. Birmingham will give it another go. Brierly drops it back for Ballant. Brings it into the zone, sends it ahead for Sinclair. Behind the net, loose puck is played. Picked up by the Bulls, Sinclair, near face-off circle, a shot blocker saved by Joseph. Loose along the near boards. Phil Ledzianko couldn't get it around the boards, and Huntsville intercepts and clears down the ice. Ryan Romeo will pick up the puck from Austin Lotz. We're down to 40 seconds of power play time remaining for the Bulls. If there's one thing I can say negatively about the Bulls tonight, their power play has not looked on at all.
Well, a little bit choppy out there, Jody. You got some new faces. They're trying to get things together, so we'll see how they can do here in the last 25 seconds. They got one more look.
Olnick will bring the puck, sends it far side for Kozarev. Has McTavish back. Couldn't feed it for Olnick. Now it's played behind the net. McTavish has it near side. Back at the point. Return for McTavish. Near face-off circle. Tried to center one down low for Kip Ledzianko. His pass was intercepted by Janic, who easily clears down the ice. That's going to do it for the Bulls power play, as right out of the box, Elkston has the puck bounce over his stick. And Huntsville has killed the second power play of the night for Birmingham.
That was definitely a Bulls bounce with Elkstam coming out of the box, Jody, or he'd have been long gone.
Through center ice, tried to hook up for Gio Procopio off the boards, played by Lotz. Lotz plays it himself into the netting, out of play. So we'll have a face-off to his left. I'll say this about Austin Lotz. I love the way he plays goalie. I like both of our goalies, he and Hayden Stewart. But Austin makes me nervous at times playing that puck the way he does.
Well, it's part of his game, Jody, and you know, it's he can play the puck really well. He rips it around, and hey, there's always excitement out there whenever the puck gets dumped in, because he's always looking to try and make something happen. And hey, 99% of the time works in your favor, and 1% it doesn't. I remember when I played, I was the same way. People probably hold their breath every time I came out of my crease.
If you got a goalie that can play the puck and play it well, that's like a third defenseman on the ice for you. I get it, but it still makes me nervous.
Well, one of those things, Jody, where Todd Holt and Jamie Hicks, they were the ones that whenever I got the puck, they both just took off north, and I'd rip it high off the glass, and away they go down on a breakaway.
They were so good and fast. If you made a mistake, they could help you out, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Procopio off the draw sends one high over the net, and then Bulls bank one off the boards back into the zone where it's played by Joseph, and with Apatagan on top of him, he covers it.
Yep.
Now Gio Procopio, now Christie getting involved with Charlie Risk. After the whistle blows, I guess they didn't like when Apatagan got a little close to the netminder, Taylor Joseph. But I don't believe Risk and Christie are going to throw any punches, but they did have a hug with each other.
Jody, I think that is just a little bit of the flavor of what was said in the Huntsville locker room. And
yeah, I get it.
You know, the old down by 4, go to war, let's set the tone for tomorrow night, blah, blah, blah. You know, well, we've heard that 100 times. So.
Well, it works.
It does.
That mentality does. It tends to work, not all the time, but it does work. Also on that play, Don Procopio, the captain of the Havoc, having a nice conversation with Kyler Matthews, the Bulls defenseman. I don't think anything will come of that because the Havoc need their captain on the ice. Kyler Matthews has been known to drop the gloves, though.
And I just say that because risk all night. He hasn't, he's had a couple of good hits or whatever, but like that's very uncanny for him at this point that he hasn't been that guy all night. Now, Reginato, absolutely. I look for that from him every given night, and I love that about the guy. But
Charlie Risk does have 79 penalty minutes on the season, so he's not afraid to do whatever it takes. And we all know Kyler Matthews isn't either, but I'm with you, though. That locker room talk for Huntsville in between periods must have been, okay, we got a game tomorrow night. Let's make sure they understand they got a real hockey game tomorrow night and play differently. And they're coming out playing tough.
Yep, be interesting to see. Keep your eyes on Risk and keep your eyes on Reginato.
Buster Larson now in to take the draw for the Havoc, wins it. Don Procopio can't get it out. Clark keeps it alive. Played behind the net. Procopio has it. Off the skates of Elkston. Played now by Risk, and he gets it to center ice. Bulls intercept. Matthews sends it near side to Clark. He's getting a lot of ice time tonight, Matt Clark. Now it chips ahead, deflected to Ballant. Ballant takes a shot, wrister, and a nice glove save by Joseph. That shot by Ballant had some mustard on it.
Well, and that's what I like about Ballant, Jody, is he's bringing that mentality of shoot first, ask questions later. And that's exactly what we've been looking for here in the Bulls lineup. And, Carson Rhodes has that same look, but with Gillespie and Glover out of the Bulls lineup, that is really that missing piece that those two guys weren't in the lineup that they always brought. It was a 1-2 punch between one of them and Carson Rhodes, and it looks like Ballant could fix that for the Bulls.
Face off to the left of Taylor Joseph, controlled by Birmingham. That's Thurston with it. Sends one in front, deflected off the skates of Sinclair. A nice idea, but it goes wide. Huntsville can't get it out. Kozarev doing some forechecking along the near side. Finally, Matt Allen does clear it to center ice for the Havoc. Romeo, far side for Sinclair. Ahead for Kozarev. He sends it in deep. Olnick and Ryder going to the boards. Huntsville comes away, and that's Ruffin. For Janich, avoids the check from Brierly, but it couldn't control the puck as it sent around the far side. Olnick sends it this way for Brierly. He'll skate it into the Huntsville zone. Brierly, top of the face-off circle, down low. Kip Ledzianko taken down by Palmer. No call. Big hit by McTavish on Palmer, but the Havoc have control of the puck. That's Palmer. For Janich, past him, the puck escapes into the Bulls zone.
Bulls really being physical down there in Huntsville's defensive zone, Jody.
Well, it's that time of year, is it not?
Yeah.
It's close to the playoffs. It's time to reach down deep and find another gear. Puck loose in that far face-off circle, and it's skated away by Fries. Fries takes the return pass, backhander off the glove of Lotz. Posa puts the rebound wide. Now Matt Clark has it. Hounded there by Fries. It's going to be a penalty on Fries. It's going to be holding, no doubt about it. He had a hold of Clark the entire way from the corner to the blue line. So the Bulls will go right back on the power play, their third of the night.
Jody, I wouldn't be surprised if that philosophy for teams coming into Birmingham, you know what? Everybody says that's the MO. You got to play the Bulls tough. You got to do this. You got to do that. And as the Bulls change their philosophy of how they're playing, they're still playing fast. They're still playing with skill. But when you add this component to it, and they're finishing every check, and they're really coming out, and they're playing a strong one-on-one battle game, I really think that catches a lot of teams off guard.
Face off in the Huntsville zone. Colton Olnick for the Bulls. Matt Allen for Huntsville. Puck is loose. No one really controlled it. Puck finds its way back into the Bull zone where Romeo has it. 12.5 to go here in the third. Bulls up 6-2. Kozarev brings it into the Huntsville zone, close to being offside. Olnick in front for Ledzianko. Kip that is, and his tip goes wide. Kozarev sets it up far side for Romeo, for Kozarev. Drops it back for Romeo. Low shot, save made. Rebound in front of Olnick.
Wow.
His shot deflected wide and behind the net. Kozarev, far side. Bulls power play finally having some life in it. Picked up by the Bulls. Near corner. Ledzianko, far side. Return for Kip. He couldn't get handle of the puck and he loses it. Matt Allen skates it away. Romeo back defensively. He gets past Romeo. Backhands one deflected high and wide. Good scoring chance for Huntsville shorthanded, but they couldn't convert. That shot sent right in on Lotz. With 55 seconds remaining of power play time, Birmingham will try it again.
And you talk about a huge save by Joseph, Jody.
Yeah.
With Olnick, wide open net. Joseph turns his stick over, deflects it off the back of his stick.
Brierley had the puck taken away by Janich, who in turn clears it down. We're down to 35 seconds of power play time remaining for the Bulls as Carson Rose has it. For Phil Ledzianko, he sends it far side for Brierley. He drops it back. For Ballant to Rose, Janich once again takes the puck away, but Rose takes it right back. Puck along the far boards. Palmer and Sinclair fight for it. It comes to Brierley. Brierley near side, Carson Rose. Cross-ice pass, he couldn't connect with Ledzianko as Janich got in the passing lane. Ballant back to Brierley. To Rose. Down low, Sinclair in front. Ledzianko couldn't get the shot off. And Huntsville has killed the penalty and are back at full and even strength. Another power play goes by the wayside for the Bulls. 10.5 to go, third period. Bulls still maintaining a 4-goal lead. I still haven't seen really any Huntsville players pinching in. Another forechecker. There looks like they're playing it just as if the score was tied. McTavish behind the net just got abused by Risk. He tried to get it to post, so he finally connects, and Huntsville will just clear the zone. Quickly, though, Birmingham had it for a moment, and a check was avoided far side by Christie on Posa. Or Posa would have nailed him, Greg. Posa with a nifty move, gets past the Bulls' defense of Matthews. He loses the puck, though, and Christie tried to bank one off the boards, and it comes behind the net. Clark takes a hit from Gio Procopio, but gets it ahead for Apatagan, who will clear the zone for Birmingham. Sent into the Bull zone. Off the boards, stopped by Lotz before it got into the slot, and he puts the mitt on top of it. As our usual pushing and shoving after the whistle commences, and the dance is over with, so everyone at the last, 9:39 to go, will have a media timeout.
So, Jody, tonight for the Bulls, a sellout crowd, 4,177, and what a show the Bulls have put on tonight.
Unbelievable. Nice crowd. And listen, if you've ever questioned the health of the Southern Professional Hockey League, you need look no further than the attendance figures for each team. Coming into tonight's game, the league just surpassed totally over 900,000 fans, 911,000 fans for the year, and we still have 5 weeks to go in it. The last 2 seasons in the SPHL, we've exceeded the 1 million fan mark, and in talking with Doug Price, the league commissioner this week, he has no doubt we'll surpass it again and may just eclipse and have the top record as far as fans go. But this league is as healthy as ever and ready to go.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where every year you can see the product on the ice gets better. The promotion and the extracurricular events that the teams put in and in between periods and all that extra entertainment value that you get. It's a great product.
Off the draw, Huntsville has it in the Bull zone. Larson tried to set it up for Elkson. Bulls easily intercept, and they'll bring it back. That's Kip Ledzianko. Tried to set it up for Olnick. Bounces off of Cervoni, though, and Taylor Joseph covers it up. We'll have a face-off to his left.
Great little dump pass there by Ledzianko, looking for Olnick crashing the front of the net. And that's a great defensive effort there by Ryder on that play to keep Olnick. Just stood him up, played the body on him. Otherwise, Olnick would have been right in on top of Joseph one-on-one again.
Face off to the right of Taylor Joseph, playing in his first game for the Havoc after the trade with Knoxville for Noah Finstrom. Be interesting to see if Finstrom figured into the scoring at all tonight for Knoxville, playing in his first game. Now, big hit in the corner there by Kipledzianko and McCabe, but skating away with it is Janich. He takes a shot, blocked by Thurston. Good defensive play by Trevor. Loose puck along the far boards. Look out. Olnick had his stick really caught under the arm, and as another hit takes place along the far boards, Birmingham clears. Kipledzianko sends it in just inside the Huntsville blue line. Two players collide. Rose comes up with the loose puck. Olnick has it. He'll return it for Rose. Carson Rose has Brierly streaking. Couldn't find the puck. Sends one in front. Save made. Rebound. And he hit his own man. That was Ballant with an open net, and he actually hit Brierly with the puck, who was down in front of the net, or else it's 7-2, Greg.
Absolutely. And Finstrom did factor in, although Knoxville not doing too well tonight against Peoria. They're down 5-3.
That's good news for the Bulls, though.
Absolutely. After the second period, still 20 minutes left to play, but Finstrom did have the first goal for Knoxville, Jody.
Birmingham and Knoxville came into tonight's game tied for sixth place, 44 points apiece. Birmingham with 2 games in hand on Knoxville, though. This is a big way. If we can continue this and win this game, we'll have 2 games in hand and up 2 points on Knoxville. Lone and sole possession of 6. Far side. Phil Ledzianko, a blast. Save made off the blocker by Joseph. Now it's loose along the near side. Picked up by the Havoc. They'll clear it back into the Bull zone.
And that's what I like. I like that kind of rapid-fire feel on the power play, Jody. Just get shots to the net, get traffic in front.
Rose brings it in. Sets it up for Phil Ledzianko. For Clark. Clark takes the shot with traffic in front. Hits a leg, never made it through to Joseph, but that's exactly the kind of shot you want from your defenseman, is it not?
Absolutely, and it was a high riser, too, and you see Joseph coming across in traffic. He's checking his helmet now because that one careened up off his left shoulder, Jody, and he just pushed his shoulder down, directed that one back down, but it came up, popped him in the bottom of the mask a little bit, but great save by Joseph. Like I said,
he hasn't played bad.
6 goals against, but
the scoreboard doesn't show it, but you and I in attendance know the kid's played good hockey.
Right.
He's made his saves when he's had to. He gave up 3 or 4 that you could attest to him, but the other 2 you can. It was just bad defensive plays that caused him to cough up a goal. Otherwise, it's a 4-2 hockey game. Huntsville brings it right back into the Bulls' zone. Penalty coming up on the Bulls. Joseph comes to the bench. Apatagan touches up, absorbs the hit from Cervoni, and the Bulls now Gio Procopio. Matt Clark having words. Clark tried to get the Procopio, as did Jared Christie. I guess Birmingham trying to draw him into coincidental minors. I don't know, but Huntsville's not going to have anything to do with that, as I believe Kyler Matthews is going to be sent off for the Birmingham Bulls.
Yeah, Matthews is circling over there, making sure before he goes into the box that there isn't something else going on over there.
It's for holding.
Yep. Holding is the call on Matthews. So this will be Huntsville's second power play of the night. The first one on a penalty by Colton Olnick resulted in no goal. Actually, good shorthanded opportunities for the Bulls twice on that Huntsville power play. And with 7.5 to go here in the third period, Birmingham out in front comfortably, 6-2, but face a power play by Huntsville.
And back to Joseph, Jody. I can't say that I've seen him give up any weak ones.
No, that's what I mean. They've been legitimate goals, or else his own defenseman gave it up for him. That's Larson along the far boards, plays it down low. Gio Procopio sends it back for Elkston. Has Posa with him, but poked away nicely on the poke check by Ryan Romeo, back into the Huntsville zone. Ryder with the puck through center ice. Drops it for Elkston. Back for Buster Larson. Larson couldn't get past Sinclair. Elkston picks the loose puck up, though, and sends it into the far corner. Procopio takes the hit. Loose puck behind the Bulls' net. Played along near side for Larson. Back for Ryder. He's watched by Rose. Gives it up for Elkston. Played down low for Posa. Posa, top of the face-off circle. Had it taken away and cleared by the Bulls. And if you heard the Huntsville fans in front of us, shoot. I know that feeling, and I know how it feels. Even the Huntsville fans are trying to, they're a little frustrated too. West brings it into the Bull zone. Big collision there. Penalty coming up. Huntsville, now here comes Fries to return the hit on, I believe that's Romeo. 6:19 to go. Another 43 seconds of power play time remaining in the Matthews holding penalty. So Huntsville will get a 5-on-3 advantage for at least 43 seconds, providing there are no other calls. We'll see what the Bulls power play penalty kill can do against this potent lineup. For Huntsville, interference is the call on Romeo.
Well, that's something of Ryan Romeo stepping up. You've seen it tonight, especially in the neutral zone, Jody. Not so much in the defensive zone like that, but he stepped right up on risk, and he caught him square, and not to the liking of the referee. So he'll go.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Well, it was an interference call on Romeo. I don't think there was any intent there, but it happened, so you got to make the call.
Absolutely.
Face-off will come in the Bull zone out on the penalty kill for Birmingham. Brierly, McTavish, and Thurston. Elkstrom, Ruffin, Larson, Janich, and Risk on the power play. 5-on-3 advantage for the Havoc. And whistle blows, and we'll stop play. I guess people were moving. That's Janich and Brierly behind the linesman. They'll try it again. Puck is dropped, picked up by Brierly. Cuts behind Lotz. Backhands one out into center ice.
Great play.
Good play by Brierly. Risk picks the loose puck up. He'll bring it into the Bull zone. Drops it back, and a great play there defensively by McTavish. Thrown on the ice, knocks that pass away and sends it back into the Huntsville zone with 20 seconds of power play time remaining on the 5-on-3 for Huntsville. Larson tries to get past Brierly. He does. Centers one out front looking for Elkstrom, taken away by the Bulls, and Brierly clears the puck down the ice. Great penalty kill there by Taylor Brierly and McTavish.
And killing off that first one is key, Jody.
Now we're back to 5-on-4 hockey. As out of the box, Kyler Matthews tries to take the puck away. As he does, he interferes with the impediment of the puck, and Olnick clears it down on Joseph.
Huntsville really struggling at the Bulls' blue line to get that puck across with possession. I don't know. I just dump it in and go chase it.
Ryder will bring it into the Bull zone. Tries to get it near side for Fries, who does, behind the net. Connor Fries looks for a place to go. We're down to 45 seconds of power play time remaining. Fries, far face-off circle. Back to Ryder at the point. He returns it for Fries, centers one for Post. He has the puck. Back for Allen. His shot whistles high and wide. Kept alive by Ryder. For Fries in front, Gio Procopio, save made by Lotz, and he pounces on it and puts the mid over it. And with 27 seconds of power play time remaining for the Havoc, we'll have a face-off and a fresh new set of penalty killers on the ice for the Bulls.
And I'm telling you, Jody, Huntsville moving that puck tape to tape, moving it around, looking for that shot. You know, you could say that they're maybe being a little bit too cute with the passing, but you could see the skill in that power play, and not something that you would want to have to see 6 or 7 times in a night, especially from Austin Lott's standpoint.
What's your impression tonight of Austin Lotz? 34 shots on goalie's face. He's given up 2. I wouldn't say it's been his best performance of the night or of the season, but it's definitely not a bad performance. What's your assessment?
Well, Jody, it's one of those things where, you know what, if you're Austin Lotz, there's only one stat you care about at this time of the year, and it's the big stat. It's the 2 points. You know, obviously, every goaltender, every time they play, you want to keep your goals against down and all that kind of stuff, but save percentage for Austin Lotz, 2 goals against up 34 shots out of about a .945 save percentage. He's happy with that. The key is here, Jody, in the last 5 minutes, you want all the team pulling the rope the way they have for the first 2 3/4 periods here, and not having a let up and giving up one early, because that shifts the momentum of tonight's game into tomorrow night's game.
Off the draw. We'll do it again. Procopio out on the draw for the Havoc. No one tossed. Phil Edzianko for the Bulls wins it, draws it back to Thurston. 20 seconds of power play time remaining in Birmingham. Really easily cleared that puck.
Yeah.
Huntsville didn't even forecheck after it. Ryder will get his skates going one last time. Everybody in the world is doing the drop back pass. Taken by Post just inside the blue line, and the Rose easily clears it. I'm telling you, that play is horrible.
Worst play in hockey, Jody.
It's just not smart at all. Birmingham killed the penalty, are back at full and even strength with 4 minutes to go here in this hockey game. It bounces off of Reginato's stick. Posa takes out Rose, but the puck finds its way onto the stick of Posa. He'll bring it back into the Bull zone. Takes the shot, blocker saved by Lotz. Far boards, Balan is there. Goal score tonight for the Bulls. Larson sends it back to the point. That one goes well wide of the net. Cervoni pinching in. McTavish knocks him off the play, and the Bulls send it the length of the ice. Now icing will be called on Birmingham.
And that's one of those plays, Jody. The only way that I've seen the hinge be really effective is when they hinge and they pass the puck backwards like that, but they've got two guys who are hinging, one guy on each side of the center dot. They come down together. The first guy gets in trouble. They throw it down the far wing so the guy has a chance to enter the zone. But this stuff where you hinge and then you hit a guy standing still at the blue line, to me it just doesn't make much sense.
Off the face-off, picked up by the Bulls. Brierly lifts one out of play, hit the scoreboard actually. So we'll bring it back in the Bull zone and do it again. 3:39 to go here in the third period. Greg, you consider this one over with?
No.
4-goal lead with 3.5 to go?
No, not yet, because
I was going to say that.
the game might be over, but tomorrow night's already started, if that makes sense.
Well, Birmingham tonight has answered Huntsville goes 25 seconds apart. Huntsville scored again at 16:02. We scored 25 seconds later, so quick goals can be scored. I'm not ready to relax yet, but I'm feeling good.
Oh, yeah, for tonight, definitely. But both teams are still playing like this one is not over.
Birmingham takes the puck. Kip Ledzianko backhands one in. Picked up there by McCabe. Near side Elkston. Chips it ahead and takes a hit there from Kip Ledzianko. Reginato will bring it in the Bull zone. Gets past Brierly. Centers one in front for McCabe. Couldn't get all of it. And Kip Ledzianko has it. He'll send it far side for Christie. Into the Huntsville zone. Goes down. Loose puck. Chipped by Huntsville's Elkston. Apatagan picks it up for the Bulls. He takes the hit from Elkston. Physical play picking up here in the last 3 minutes of this game.
That's interference. Just saying.
Palmer just basically held up. I believe that's Christie, and they're just going to let him play. That's okay. I don't mind that.
that's fine.
Let him play. Now it's into the near corner. Elkston ties it up in the Bulls zone. Apatagan was there along with Romeo, but Huntsville controls. Centering pass out in front, knocked away by Thurston. He takes down, tripping call coming up on Trevor Thurston. Near side, Havoc. That's Charlie Risk. He banks one off of Apatagan, and Thurston's going to the box, no questions about it. He hauled him down. So with 2.5 to go, Huntsville right back on the power play. They're fourth of the night. They're 0 for 3 thus far.
Good job by Allen from Huntsville. Jody got the puck down low, sat behind Austin Lotz for a minute, and I was kind of looking to see if we're going to see a Michigan, you know what I mean? We're going to see something fancy back there, but he good composure, took the play to the corner, and Thurston just got a hold of him, but good job by Huntsville holding on, drawing that penalty.
Penalty killers for the Bulls. Matthews out with Clark. I believe that's Rose and McTavish. Connor Fry's on the draw for the Havoc. Opposite Carson Rose. Puck is dropped. Matthews picks it up. Gets it to McTavish. And he just turns and sends it right in on Joseph. Makes the stick save. And he leaves it there for Risk. Charlie Risk gets past Rose, takes a little love tap from him. Fries, I don't know why, dropped it back to Janich, and it's intercepted by Rose. He had momentum, Greg. Skate the puck in the zone. I'm glad he didn't, but it gets frustrating. I love hockey.
Right.
Sammy Ruffin with the puck. He'll skate away into center ice. Let's see if he drops it back. Ruffin brings it into the Bull zone. That's the way you do it. Sends it off near far side. Allen had it knocked away from him. There's a shot from the point. Goes wide of Austin Lotz. Janich plays it behind the net for Fries. Sends it far side for Sammy Ruffin. Ruffin down low, walks out in front, knocked aside by the Bulls defense, played behind the net, still loose. We're down to 1:20 to go here in this hockey game. A minute left on the power play for Huntsville. Janich has it. Back for Risk. Return for Jack Janich. He takes a shot just wide of that far post, and it bounces all the way back into the Huntsville zone.
Lots was tracking that one all the way, Jody, and you saw how he pushed down, tried to get that blocker on it, and it was just about 3 or 4 inches wide.
A minute to go. Buster Larson skates ahead. This one, Greg, is over. We're down to less than a minute. Procopio chips ahead, and a whistle blows. You know, we were talking a little earlier about the Huntsville announcer, Steve Moulton, not understanding what the Birmingham Bulls' name was. He said Birmingham Bulls. No, they play Pelham. I've got a name that make it a little easier for Steve to remember. With this win, Birmingham is now 4-1-1 on the season against Huntsville. We've won our last 3 games against the Havoc. Steve can call us the Daddy Bulls if you want to know, because right now we're their daddy, Steve. So call us the Daddy Bulls. That'll be all right with me. Plus, since I'm not going to Huntsville, I don't have to worry about the repercussions.
There you go.
Steve's a great guy. He can take it. He's fun. Larson through center ice. Backhands one in. We're down to 30 seconds to go in the game. Matt Clark has it. Chips it ahead for Phil Ledzianko. Ledzianko through center ice. Is just going to slowly bring it in. Tries to cut in front. He does, but the shot goes wide. Ledzianko with his parents here is not through playing hockey, Greg.
No.
Posa with the puck. We're down to 15 seconds to go. Posa just circles it back and leaves it for Terry Ryder for Cervoni. Now it's loose at center ice. Gio Procopio drops it back, and that's going to do it. We'll end the game right here. It's down to 2-1, and the horn goes, the buzzer sounds, and the good guys win again against the Huntsville Havoc by a score of 6-2. The last 2 games these 2 teams have played, Birmingham has outscored Huntsville 13-4, and as I said, now have won 4-6 this year against Huntsville, and one of those losses was an overtime loss. So we basically have points in every game except one. A 4-2 loss in Huntsville one night is the only regulation loss we have to Huntsville. 6 games against Huntsville, we have, that would be 8, 9, 10 points out of a possible 12 points.
Well, Jody, you can definitely see that there is definitely a little extra pep in the step here of the Bulls whenever they play each other.
Something is going on just inside the Bulls blue line. The Huntsville players that down in front, were they praying?
Yeah, I think
Which is
so.
okay. There was about a group of 7 or 8 Huntsville players down on the knee. I didn't know if they were attending somebody or not, but they quickly got up, skated away, so that's good to see. Prayer after a game, before a game is still being done in the United States of America, whether some people like it or not.
Absolutely, but definitely, Jody, you can see these 2 teams, and I've seen Huntsville play other teams, and I've seen the Bulls play other teams, but when these 2 teams come together, Jody, there's just something special
it's fun
about
hockey.
that extra effort and the grit, and I mean, just never say die. NASCAR, left turn, take off the
that's what I
restrictor
mean.
plates. We're going old
Step
school.
on it and go.
That's it.
And it's fun hockey to watch. It really is. When you look, I love the rough stuff. I love the physical play. I love the Wendell Clarks and Bob Proberts of the world. But when you watch a game like that where you got both teams constructed to skate fast and shoot the puck, it's fun hockey.
Oh, and Jody, there was enough physicality in here tonight for me as well. That's when you say that these teams are, very evenly matched up in that category. I mean, that was it. You saw it tonight. Bodies were flying in both ends and all that stuff. Everybody stepping up in the neutral zone, making big hits. And tonight, the Bulls just finished more, capitalized on a few Huntsville mistakes, and they'll carry this one home, and that's a big 2 points for the Bulls.
Big second period tonight for the Birmingham Bulls. 5 second period goals for Birmingham. Caps this one off. for a 6-2 win as we head tomorrow night to the Tennessee Valley area to take on the Havoc. I believe the face-off is at 7 o'clock or 7:05. Birmingham Bulls at the Huntsville Havoc. Should be another good hockey game. I don't think it's going to be a margin like we've seen tonight for either team, though. I believe you're going to see a totally different hockey game.
Well, and Jody, with that, what's going on for the Bulls? They'll end up tonight at the closeout of this game with 46 points. And with Evansville and Quad City, they're tied 1-1. So Evansville is at least going to get a point out of this one. So the Bulls will either be tied with Evansville for 5th place after this, or if Evansville happens to win in overtime or shootout, then the Bulls will still be 1 point behind going into tomorrow night.
We still have a game in hand on Evansville, though.
Yes.
So depending on when that happens, you got to take the best and make the most of your moments when it comes to those games in hand. Just because you have them in hand that means nothing. You got to convert it and have the 2 points to really make ground against those opponents that you have games in hand on. First, the third star of the game, newcomer Scahill. Second star of the game, Phil Ledzianko. Ledzianko, I can't believe it. He didn't go. They throw hats in the stands when you're player of the game. He didn't take it to his parents. Okay, well, that's all right. Phil Ledzianko, number 2 star of the game, and I have a feeling the number 1 may be his brother. What do you think?
I think so.
We'll see. Yep. Kip Ledzianko, the number 1 star of the game, and his brother Phil, the number 2 star of the game. His girlfriend from Minnesota is in town tonight to watch him. And her mother, Sherry, is listening to us or either watching us, and she'll be in town in a couple of weeks. Can't wait to see her, Greg. Can't wait to see her.
Absolutely. And the Ledziankos, what a great night for the Ledzianko family to come out, Jody. All the way from Belarus, coming in, seeing their boys, first star, second star, and that's Birmingham hockey.
I don't know how they're going to make it to the game tomorrow night in Huntsville. I hope our counterparts in Huntsville, if they do run into a couple of people that are wearing Kip and Phil jerseys, that they at least pat them on the back, shake their hands, whatever. These 2 parents I had a chance to meet, great guys, great people. It's nice that they're able to come and watch their sons play hockey. But it was nice tonight for us as well.
At the end of the day, Jody, it's, that international hospitality is so much more important than a local rivalry, especially like that. So I know a lot of people from Huntsville, too, and I'm sure
it's the same there as it is here.
They will welcome them with open arms, and just like we would here.
Okay, that'll do it tonight from the Pelham Civic Complex. Birmingham takes it to Huntsville and wins by a score of 6-2. So for Greg Drebany, I'm Jody Cherneski. Steve, look forward to talking to you this week. You heard what I had to say. At least I think you did. If not, somebody will let you know. Final score once again, Birmingham 6, Huntsville 2. Thanks for joining us, everyone.